myself if he could breathe in that. But I mean, he makes all his content with that on. So I mean, I guess, man. All right, everybody. For the people watching the chat, you always know we late, so I apologize. It's Mo's fault this time. So you can blame him. He's late.
Where's Nate?
Dakota,
Nate's not coming. He's not coming. He's not coming.
Dakota,
Oh,
Dakota,
okay. I
Dakota.
guess
This is a podcast ran by like 4 black people, 1 white guy, and 1 Hispanic guy. We gonna be late, bro. I'm sorry. It's just how it is, bro.
And I promise you, Jade is always on time. It's never his fault.
Yeah, I said today was Mo's fault, bro. Today was Mo's fault, so it's all good. So it's all good. Today, guys, we are going to do WrestleMania predictions. Since WrestleMania is next week, we have all the matches here that have been officially announced. You know that we know of. We're assuming this is going to be the final card, so we can wait no longer because WrestleMania is next week. So if they happen to add any more matches throughout the week, then we'll have to talk about it afterwards, since we won't be able to give our full predictions on it as of right now. Appreciate the guys in the chat waiting. Like I said, we're always late, so we'll try to be on time next week, man. I can't guarantee.
It's gonna be right after WrestleMania. I'm not gonna lie. Who knows?
Yeah. So. I'll let the two guests today introduce themselves at the top right here next to me. Some of you guys may know T.O. already. I see some people in the chat who are already familiar. And then I'll have T.O. go first, and then we'll switch over, and then we'll just dive right into the predictions, man, because we got all the matches here. So there's a lot to talk about.
All right. Still so 4/4. I see a couple of y'all in the chat. I appreciate y'all so much. Happy to be here, man. T.O., aka T.O. Rhodes, Still Sales 44. This is all of my socials, like this T.O. Sales 44 is all of my socials right here. And yeah, let's just get into it, man. We gonna talk about how Cody gonna win, or we just gonna. No, that's last.
We gonna dive into it. We gonna talk about it.
We're gonna get it later.
Okay. That's last. Okay.
We get into it.
Cool beans. Sir Blackston, Raw Impact Radio. A lot of people probably don't know me because typically I'm yelling at a TV and you're watching my TV. But I'm at Raw Impact Radio and at Sir Blackston. I'm glad to be here, man. Thanks a lot, Malik, for the invite.
No problem.
Glad to have you, man.
All right, so we'll dive into a lot of these matches. Also, happy Easter for people who celebrate Easter. Happy Easter out there. Easter Sunday.
And
Happy
congratulations to T.O. You finished the story, man. Congratulations.
I gotta give it to Mo, the greatest judge of all time. I gotta give it to Mo, man. Greatest trial judge of all time.
You sound a little biased. He sound biased.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I might need to see how Mo was judging. He likes Kareem, and y'all both Laker fans. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I might need to.
Here you go.
For some reason, G hates greatness. We don't understand it, but
I don't understand this.
It's overrated greatness. We'll put it.
We don't understand it. We don't understand it, but he hates greatness. So we'll run down through all the matches here. We're gonna start with the obvious one last. We'll talk about Roman and Cody last. It's gonna be the last one to talk about because people are probably gonna have the most to say about that one.
Gotcha.
So we'll just start with the other match.
I've got very little to
Let's
say
talk about the tag
that,
team match. We'll talk about the tag match since that is happening.
This bitch.
I think we kind of have our feelings of how the match is going to go because it kind of plays into the second match as well. But maybe some of y'all have some other theories, some predictions. So I'm gonna go first. I think the Bloodline is winning this match because I think they're obviously going to be involved. And to me, it just wouldn't make sense for them to lose and then get involved anyway if the stipulation was for them to win and get involved. So I'm assuming they're going to win. As far as who take the pin, it could be Cody to add more momentum for him. It could be Seth because maybe Drew gets involved. You know, it could be a variety of things. But I do think the Bloodline is going to win that tag match, which will lead them to have basically all the shenanigans we are expecting for the main event for night 2. So, Tio, I'll let you go next.
I see Grant say, can we at least congrats Tio for finishing the story? G Baby did, so you know. We got across there. I do think, I think the Bloodline wins this tag match. And for some reason, specifically, I see Cody getting pinned. Because, like, it kind of gives, like, a rerun of last year. So it's like, it's the same thing going to happen last year. Obviously, We're getting a Bloodline rules match. Like, they wouldn't mention that if we're not getting it. We're going to get it. So I see the Bloodline winning this match. Maybe The Rock pinning Cody. Honestly, that's what I see the most. And then it goes into the Bloodline rules match on night 2. So, yeah. Bloodline winning.
Okay. We'll just go in order, so we'll just go from
Cool. 3 for 3. I'm going Bloodline also, man. I think that Cody does take the pin. You need Cody to look even like more pathetic going into this main event for night 2. Not pathetic. All right, maybe bad choice of words. But he's got to look like super. You got to feel bad for this guy. He's probably going to cry at some point during the night.
Yeah.
I'm definitely handing that one there to the Bloodline and Tio. Man, don't get mad. We'll be good. We'll be good. Trust me. Night 2 is still your night.
We'll see.
I got the Bloodline.
We'll see.
See, I think it actually makes more sense to go the other way. So I'm going to go the other way. I think, listen, we talk about bloodline rules, right? This entire championship reign has been under bloodline freaking rules, okay? Like, you think just because it's not bloodline rules, we're not going to get a ref down spot, Solo's big ass ain't going to be in there, and Jimmy ain't going to be in there mixing it up. We don't need bloodline rules for Jimmy and Solo to get involved. I think it makes more sense for The Rock to take a fall here. I think it may even lead into the fact that The Rock has been dominating TV time, and that's probably not very good for Roman's ego. I think there's going to be dissension among The Rock and Roman for who gets the pin or who gets the in-ring time with Cody. I think it makes the most sense for Seth to pin The Rock because I think Seth, and we're going to talk about this later, so spoilers, but I think Seth should and will lose to Drew McIntyre. So I think it gives the right kind of momentum for Seth to go into his match with Drew looking like a threat. Cody doesn't come out looking any worse for wear. And then we finally get some version of of Roman and Cody one-on-one like we should have got fucking last year. So, yeah, I'm actually going with Seth and Cody in this one.
So, I actually wanted to be on your side, Jade. I really did. I thought about it, and I wanted to be there. But I'm not going to. But this is why, though. Because I think Cody should take the pin, kind of what Sir Blackston was saying, kind of replay that image, you know what I mean, that we had of Mania last year. But it shouldn't be The Rock that gets the pin. I think it should be Roman. Because he's the guy he has to overcome. I don't think Rock pinning Cody does anything for him. I don't see Rock getting a one-on-one match at Mania for the title. I mean, at SummerSlam for the title. So I don't see a point to Rock winning. Now,
what if
his ego might say, "Nah, give me this pin."
What if they did something like for the people who didn't see SmackDown, they kind of acknowledged that Roman was the one who called the hit on Monday, told The Rock to take care of that, handle that business. So what if it's something like maybe The Rock is doing damage, and what if Roman is demanding the tag and then he pins Cody?
And that's how I think they should do it to sell that dissension. I think that's how they should do it. And maybe The Rock didn't know that Roman tagged in. He's going for the people's elbow or something. I don't know. But I think that's exactly how it should play out. Because one, it causes dissension. You could still get the bloodline rules, but that would be 3 things now at that point that Rock has had to do for Roman. 1, acknowledge him. You know what I mean? 2, kind of take orders in a sense, and then now you're letting him tag in and get the win for you. That would kind of be like the 3 strikes and you're out type thing. So that's how I feel it should go. And by the way, because Seth doesn't need this. I think Drew should kick him when he's trying to tag or the ref is distracted. Claymore him out the way, and he vanishes by. So
one quick thing, and I don't mean to step on Lewis, but by the way, I was a fan of the theory that The Rock and Cody were working together. But after what happened on Raw and what Rock did to Cody, that doesn't make sense anymore. That can't happen. That can't happen. So I just want to throw that out there.
I don't know if you guys saw too, but I don't know if it's WWE or The Rock, but he continued to beat his ass after the show was off the air. That was the crazy part to me too. It was
the theory that Rock and Cody are working together, that no longer makes sense.
I literally just saw a video on Twitter before we came on here of a little girl crying because she thought Cody died. That's what she said. She said, I think, is Cody gonna die? That's what she said in the video. I was like, oh my gosh, little girl, maybe 3 or 4 years old.
That's funny.
Oh man.
Go ahead, Lewis. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you.
You good. Honestly, I feel bad for Roman. His back going to be hurting from carrying that bald bum because he's going to be the asthma bum. So I feel bad. It's going to be a one-sided carry, but I got Bloodline winning only because I feel like on night 2, they're going to reenact the ending sequence of Solo doing the spike on Cody, and Cody's gonna kick out of it this time. So that's, I mean, that's the only reasoning. I mean, I agree with G Baby said. Have Drew come in, be involved, get Seth out the way, and have Cody get jumped by the bald bitch and then the part timing bitch. Well, they're both part timing bitches, but
So
yeah.
I mean, you think they're gonna do like the same
I think
spot and everything?
I think they're gonna do the same spot, and that's gonna be Cody's redemption. Like that's gonna like put the stamp on it that he's gonna win. He's gonna kick out of it this time.
Hey, kick out at one.
No,
Hulk up?
relax.
Hulkamania?
Stop swearing.
God.
Hey, but
This ain't
wait,
AEW, bro. This ain't AEW.
No, I feel you. No, but in fairness though, we also did see Drew McIntyre talking to Paul Heyman behind the scenes. I know
We
he
did.
came out. We came out later that you know what I mean. Like it's all kind of tying together. Shout
Yeah,
out
we
Paul
did.
Heyman.
But yeah, no, that's what I think is gonna happen. I think they should reenact what happened last year with Solo spiking him and then Roman doing the spear. Because I mean, if Jay Uso can fucking kick out of a Samoan spike spear, I think you can give this to Cody too. So
Yeah.
So I think you can give this to Cody.
Yeah, I like the point of that because it reminds me of Rock and Cena too. I don't know if you guys remember how like Cena lost the first time when he went for the people's elbow and everything. He did it again in the second match, but
And
it
then
was
he
like,
stopped himself.
Yeah. He was like out, like he like strategized like I'm outsmarting you type thing. So maybe they could do something like that. Kind of reenact the whole sequence again.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
I think they should, and it's good for Cody's character. So
Yeah. Facts. Go ahead,
Yeah, because
bro.
Cody only lost to 2 spears last year, so I mean, no way he losing a 2 if he can, 2 spears. It was like,
Yeah, facts.
I mean, and if Jay can take the Samoan spike and the spear at the same time, then I think Cody can take a Samoan spike and then a spear and kick out. So
yeah.
Definitely agree. I'm going to go with the majority here. I think the Bloodline is winning this match. I don't see them dangling the idea of a Bloodline rule match and then not actually doing it. Right? And we all know the Bloodline's going to interfere anyway. So
Yeah.
you might as well just make it easy and make it make sense. Right? And I think Cody can afford a loss. I don't think Roman's going to lose back-to-back nights. That bleeds into my prediction later on. I don't see Roman losing twice. Cody can afford a loss. He hasn't lost that much.
Yeah, facts.
Seth,
Yeah, he is.
I don't see Seth getting pinned. To be honest, he's not gonna, because I think he's gonna lose anyway the next night.
Yeah, so ain't no sense of
Cody's unfortunately the guy that has to take the pin.
Yeah, because
You're not gonna make Seth look weak ahead of his world title match against Drew.
Yeah,
You're not gonna have Maivia get pinned because he just came back. Who the fuck is gonna do that?
exactly.
Can't have Roman lose because it's Roman. So Cody unfortunately got to take the lick.
The only way
Roman's already lost in the tag match, so like we already got that.
Roman is the
Yeah.
champion too. So
Yeah, exactly.
the only way I see Seth getting pinned is if Drew like does something and then like he basically is like, here's your leftovers type thing. You know what I mean? Like takes Seth out and then allows the Bloodline to do. Because I could see them doing something like that. Because somebody had mentioned Cody needs to play like that PD reenactment of last year, like being all sad. I could see something like that where like Drew takes out Seth and then the Bloodline comes in and then Cody tries to slide in to save it and then he realizes he lost now because realistically night 2 Seth is not there, you know what I mean, so he's by himself, so now he can like if Seth was the one to get pinned, he didn't lose the match himself, but he still has to go and do this Bloodline match and now he got to sit there like, damn, like, all right, this is what we're doing, you know what I mean, so they could do something like that, but I think Cody takes the pin as well.
And then also too, I feel like based on this last episode of Monday Night Raw, which my God, that was an amazing episode. Like you really couldn't fast forward through nothing if you really pay attention, right? I feel like it kind of gave you that little bit of hint of Attitude Era type show. I feel like the way they want to end this Mania, they want all the bells and whistles. Like not a typical Roman all the bells. Like this is like we pulling out every single stop known to man for this. Ref bumps, 2 ref bumps, even a 3rd ref bump. So I think they need it to be Bloodline rules so they can have all the bells, the whistles, and all that good stuff and surprise returns, which I'll get onto.
It's gonna be like Austin Rock 1.
We'll dive. Let's dive into this one then, because most people already got their prediction for this one, I think. So we'll talk about Seth versus Drew for the world title. By a show of hands, how many of us got Drew winning? Just by a show of hands.
You need to give it to him.
All right, so this with
If
that
you
out.
don't give it to him, you're stupid. Like,
Just with that out the way, we all have
Yeah.
Drew winning. The question I have is this Damian Priest cashing afterwards?
Please God no. Please
So-
go.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all.
Ooh.
This is my thing, bro. I don't see a world where Damian Priest is world champion in this era, in my opinion, for right now. Because you look at the guys that's at the top of this card.
Mm-hmm.
What are we gonna do with a Damian Priest as world champion? Like honestly, like for right now,
Transitional run.
Transitional run. That's pretty much all we're gonna do. So like, either we're gonna do that, or we're gonna have him just lose the cash in. Which, in my opinion, I think he might lose the cash in. That's just me.
It kind of depends what direction you want to give Drew. Do you want to give Drew the super lengthy run off rip, or do you want to go with the theory that Drew has worked so hard and he finally gets his moment, and then this entire time he was close to snapping, and then he finally loses the belt when he gets his moment, then he officially snaps. So it's like, do you want to reward him off rip, or do you want to continue to further and cement his character even more by making him completely lose himself, completely snap? Which I think it could be good for a month. Have him whoop Damian's ass at Backlash. You know what I'm saying? But there's different ways you can go about it.
And you're right with that. I do agree with you. And I mean, I came out here and I say it all the time. I gave y'all the perfect plan when CM Punk got hurt, and Damian Priest was part of it. So I'm gonna say two things. After watching that segment on SmackDown or Raw, whatever it was, when they were like, SmackDown, when they were like, oh, it seemed like they were teasing a breakup, like, oh, we're worried about us as individuals. I feel like I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen relatively soon. But the other thing, and I'm just gonna say this one more time, y'all gonna moan, groan, whine, and hate it, roll your eyes. When he won that briefcase, the first two titles out his mouth was the IC and the US. I don't want it to happen.
Stop.
I don't think it should happen. But if they don't, I don't. Chad Gable is in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, guys.
That's disgusting.
I told y'all he was winning the Battle Royal, bro.
But like,
I've been said this.
but like, how long is Gunther? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know when Gunther's losing because it's not Sammy.
It has to be
It's not Sammy.
SummerSlam.
He's gonna lose it at SummerSlam.
It has to be. It has to be.
Can you
SummerSlam.
keep Chad Gable intrigued in this story for that long? Because it's not like this is Cody.
The last time they faced was like they had the
September.
one-on-one matches. Yeah, so I mean they've kept them going for this long. They can.
Yes, but it was like, okay, it's kind of like, so it's not the exact same thing. Obviously.
You know what you do? Have a Sami Zayn and Chad Gable feud and building up to SummerSlam.
and that I can live with. That I can.
I think they're gonna do Sami Zayn, Chad Gable feud. I think they'll probably have a triple threat.
The only downside with Chad Gable, though, is the way they're portraying him. They're making him a little bit desperate, and a heel Chad Gable is not what we need
exactly
for this story.
And that's why it's like, because it's kind of like, okay, you didn't have him win in front of his family because we were like, okay, this is the Mania plan. He's over. Then you gave it to Sammy. And I'm like, okay, I wish he didn't come at the detriment of Chad Gable, but fine. He's got to lose, though, because Chad Gable is still the story we want. So now you're saying you got to extend that another 4 months. He hasn't even really been around Alpha Academy like that either. So to try to extend this for another 4, I feel like fans maybe, because this obviously Chad Gable isn't Cody, but he's still over. I feel like fans maybe by the time we get to SummerSlam are gonna kind of be, he's not gonna be as hot as he was, and then we're gonna have a conversation, should he really still dethrone Gunther? You know what I mean?
We've got a lot of conversations happening. Let me just jump in and address these points 1, 2, 3. Number one, God damn it, with Damian Priest. Fuck, I'm so mad. The Money in the Bank is done. The Money in the Bank is done. As a concept, it's done. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. All it does is get in the way. They don't know how to write a cash in anymore. It sucks. It's done. Get it out of here. At this point, I don't care what Damian Priest does. I don't give a rip. I'm done with it. So whatever happens with Damian Priest, I don't give a shit. So now let's talk about Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. And Drew, yes, Drew has to win. I shudder to think what Drew would have been doing if CM Punk had remained healthy. And by the way, as much as I talk about CM Punk and whatever, honestly, it's a damn shame that CM Punk can't be a part of this WrestleMania because it already feels so big, and CM Punk would have pushed it over the edge. I completely agree with you.
He's going to be on commentary, you know?
Yeah, I know, but he's annoying as
I
fuck
wish
on
it was the
commentary. I
refs.
don't want him there. I
I
want him in
wish
the
it was
ring.
the ref.
Drew would be fighting Sammy at this Mania. By the
So
way. That was the plan.
you'd rather watch
Oh, yeah.
Punk wrestle than Punk talk?
Yes. And my
Fuck,
point
man.
is, regardless of what happens with CM Punk, Drew's in this position now. Drew has to win. Let's get that out of the way. And then the points with Sammy and Gunther, and we're talking about how it's this complete kind of 100% call that there's no way Sami Zayn can beat Gunther. And my question would be, have we not been watching the stories they've been telling on TV? Maybe they're trying to trick us, but they have absolutely put themselves in a position storyline-wise for Sami Zayn to beat Gunther. He's going to prove Chad Gable wrong, and then you've got a fresh, hot feud with Sammy and Chad Gable who are going to tear the roof down right after that. Gunther then immediately elevates to the World Heavyweight Championship picture where there's Drew McIntyre, who he already has history with, and that's already there waiting to happen. So I think, just like the conversation we just had, I think there are points to be made on either side of the Bloodline match. There are points to be made either side with both the World Heavyweight Championship and the IC title match. But for people who say that, oh, Sammy's too short of a burn, or it doesn't make sense, or we want Chad, I think we can all have what we want, honestly. So yeah, I'm picking.
But
Drew
here's
to beat Seth.
let me rebuttal off that, because the Chad stuff is kind of similar to Cody's situation, just a little bit. Chad Gable has basically said he wants to be Intercontinental Champion, but I think it means more for him to beat Gunther than to really to win the championship. Right. That's how it kind of is for Cody to me too. Like, finishing the story is the title that Roman has, but it would mean a lot more for him to beat Roman, because if that was the case, Cody could have just went after the world title at WrestleMania and become the World Heavyweight Champion. You know what I mean? But it means more to beat Roman just because he wants Roman's spot, which he's already made an address, to be clear. So if Sammy hypothetically were to beat Gunther and they were to do Chad Gable and Sami Zayn, I wouldn't be upset about the match quality that they would give us. But how would the fans look at Chad Gable if he beat Sami Zayn for the title post and not beating Gunther, when for the last couple of months he's been saying it means more to me to beat Gunther?
Because Sammy didn't make Gunther. I mean, Sammy didn't make Chad Gable's daughter cry. Gunther did.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But that also can feed it. And I know you guys are saying you don't want a heel Chad Gable. I think a smarmy runaway heel. I think a heel Chad Gable could be a lot like a heel Kurt Angle. Like, if he turns up the intensity a little bit. If he turns up the intensity a little bit, so that jealousy, right? It's no longer about beating Gunther. Now it's about that jealousy that Sammy did what I couldn't do. So now I look at Sammy as everything that I've ever failed to do in my entire life, and now I want to snap his ankle. If you turn up the intensity on Chad Gable, have him immediately dump the fucking Alpha Academy and get that shit out of here, I think a heel Chad Gable would kick ass. I am all here for it.
Or we could have just Gunther have a forever reign and nobody's going to complain.
You know what? That could happen too. I mean,
you got a good point, because if Chad Gable is going to bring a character change, it could just be like not necessarily a heel turn, but like if you look at him compared to like Cody's baby faces that, you know, not really struggling too much because Cody continues to win. You know, Chad Gable was trying to do all the right things, but he loses, you know, every time he's in that big match. You know what I mean? So maybe he decides, you know what, I gotta switch things up, and I gotta be more intense. I gotta be more vicious. I gotta be more ferocious. I gotta change who I am if I'm gonna get to that top, because what I'm doing right now isn't getting the job done. So maybe if they're trying to tell that story, that could make sense for that aspect too. But I don't know when Chad Gable falls into this. We'll dive into it when we talk about Sammy and Gunther more. But I mean, everybody brings up some good points. But for the Damian Priest cash in though, honestly, I'm kind of with Jade. I honestly don't know what they do at this point. I don't really even care anymore. What they do at this point.
But actually, I'm glad. Oh, go ahead, Mo. Go ahead, Mako.
I do want to say this about the point that Money in the Bank as a concept is dead. I wouldn't say that it's a dead concept. I think it's been not taken serious by a very specific guy, and we know that there was a conflict last year with the Money in the Bank and who wins it, because I don't remember which one of y'all said it, but Vince wanted Logan Paul, Triple H wanted LA Knight, and the compromise was Damian Priest. So the problem is, it's not about the concept being dead, it's the booking that's been surrounding it, because it can work.
It's the problem
No,
is
I agree.
they're putting it on the wrong people. That's
you
the
guys
problem.
feel like-
hold on.
Exactly.
Mo, I completely agree. That doesn't change the fact that it's dead. I didn't say that Damian Priest killed it. I didn't say the crowd killed it. I didn't say anybody in the ring killed. Yeah, it's completely on the heads of Vince and Triple H or whoever is making these decisions. But from the women not being able to hold the brief, it's like the briefcase is like a bomb and they don't want to hold on to it for more than 15 fucking minutes. But for the men who keep failing and cashing in on fucking mid-card titles, and this goes all the way back to Baron Corbin. The failing of the Money in the Bank briefcase, I'm not talking about this year or last year or the year before.
Right.
I'm talking about Baron Corbin failing. I'm talking about fucking Miz being Otis for it.
I'm talking about
after
Damian
Otis got
Sandow
costed from
losing.
Tucker. Fucking.
Well,
I'm
here's the
talking
thing.
about Braun Strowman getting a non-finish in a Hell in a Cell match.
Well, who booked that?
There are
So-
so many things that go into the Money in the Bank that have caused it to be the piece of shit, empty hardware thing that it is. But it's dead. I don't care about it.
Well, Jay,
like-
this is
But
I
the
feel
difference
like
is
as
we
the-
know who booked it.
I feel
that
like
was
I feel like as of late with the Money in the Bank contract, as of late in the past couple of years, I feel like they've gone away with Money in the Bank was supposed to be, which was the higher end mid card guys who have a glass ceiling that can't break through it, so they use that contract to break through the ceiling to put them in the main event spot. As of recently, I feel like the Money in the Bank has been used to make the champions look stronger rather than elevating the people that use it. Like Damian Sandow when he cashed in, made Cena look stronger. Fucking Baron Corbin when he cashed in on Jinder Mahal, made Jinder Mahal look stronger. Fucking Braun Strowman
Cena
looked
cost
like a
him the
dweeb.
match,
It made it. Either way, though, it's been used to elevate champions more than it has to elevate the mid carders that need to break through the ceiling. Is my point.
well,
That's interesting. Like to a degree, what you would see is while someone is holding the briefcase, they kind of level up during that process to the point where people actually want. When Edge cashed in, that shit was fire for me. I'm sorry, I was all in on Edge. Both of Edge's cash ins. When CM Punk did it, it was fire. I think I don't know what it is about Damian Priest. He's the most boring motherfucker on this planet for me. He's very boring. To me, I think he's great in the ring. I think he's got a great look. He talks well. It's just nothing that he says interests or excites me. And I don't think that he's the right guy for it. And in terms of the level up for this year, I'm curious about what they do next time. But if you put it on him, he's gonna have to take some roids. Something's gonna have to change on his delivery.
I feel like
Well,
with Priest, I feel like with Priest, what I've said about Priest is I won't go over the whole spiel, but I've made videos on this and I've said it on here that Damian Priest, he's been put in positions and he's developed and he's excelled, like from all the way back to WrestleMania 37 with the Bad Bunny thing to now. He's developed well. The problem is that they haven't done anything the past year and a half to make him exceed even more. They haven't developed Damian Priest.
Maybe the problem with Priest is that he was in the faction, that he was in the Judgment Day, and he didn't get a chance to stand on his own too, like the whole year. You know what I mean? Like he's been backing everybody else.
Well, one thing I will say
agree with that.
I'll address that and then I'll address the part of it being dead because I do agree with Jade. I feel like the problem with Priest, he won Money in the Bank, but the person that was fighting for the world title was Finn Balor. Like but we assumed that was gonna be what you told to sow some dissension, break him up. Damian Priest will be a soul star, and then it just never happened. So I feel like that does help with that. But and going back to you, Jade, I understand where you're coming from, right? Obviously, you can't have 100% success rate on the cash in because you got to give it that what if factor. But yes, there have been some bad cash ins. I agree with the fact that the cash ins over the years, at least the last 10, maybe haven't been all that great. But I feel like I'm not going to call it dead because the person who is now running things, I believe, can fix it. I'll just say this: the first time Triple H ran a Money in the Bank, it wasn't an immediate cash in for the women. We literally went like 5 years straight of same night or next night cash ins. And Io held that thing to SummerSlam, right? Wasn't crazy long, but she still held it for a minute. You know what I mean? I feel like with the men, if LA Knight had that Money in the Bank, even if he held it all the way till now, we'd be excited for that cash in. We'd assume it's gonna happen. We'd love LA Knight to cash in on Drew McIntyre, even though he's doing great work right now. We'd love it, and nobody would have a problem with it. Not a soul. If Damian Priest does it, there's gonna be them people that are, or actually most of them probably gonna be like, do we really want to see this? You know what I mean? So I think,
Right.
Jay, what you're saying, I'm gonna give it one more chance because Vince is not here. So I'm gonna give. I think the women, they're good now. I think Triple H is kind of, he knows how to do that. This year for the men, I'm gonna give it one more year because I think the landscape has changed for the mid carders. I think there's a lot more upper mid carders this year at this time than there is last year.
So I know we need to move on, but I need to retort to one thing that you said because this really bugs me, and it's not you, obviously. It's just it's the statement itself, and I've heard it so often. Is that, well, not everybody can win Money in the Bank? Why the fuck not? Because here's the thing: the Money in the Bank as the concept should be a 100% success rate, but you know what? It's not. It's when the people who win it are booked to look like absolute morons. John Cena loses Money in the Bank because he cashed in ahead of time. Braun Strowman lost because he cashed in ahead of time. Baron Corbin lost Money in the Bank because John Cena was standing right there at ringside. He didn't stop and think, oh, gee, he might not interfere.
Damian Sandow lost Money in the Bank because of John Cena being on the other side.
Exactly. So, and again, so Money in the Bank as a concept, as it was originally developed, was not G and if. When you won Money in the Bank, the tension and the suspense didn't come on if, it was when. That's why when Dolph Ziggler went 11 months and didn't cash in and finally did, the eruption was absolutely huge. When Carmella waited 10 months to cash in, even though Carmella was not over, let's face it, but when she finally cashed in, the eruption was huge. So the anticipation is in the waiting and the win. It's not in the if. And now that the Money in the Bank has become more about the if than the win, I don't care about it anymore. When someone wins Money in the Bank, I'm like, all right, fine, let's see you cash in on fucking Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar or Seth Rollins or whoever, but they never do. And
so I just want to say I agree that I agree that it was a guarantee. I do disagree with the Cena one. I think that one was perfectly fine for what it was supposed to do. Because Cena
cashed in?
Yeah, when Cena cashed in, that was perfectly fine. Now, the other ones, like Mizdow, or I keep saying, I always want to call him Mizdow. Damian Sandow, him winning it, I was like, this has got to be a fail. Like, I never believed that, right? But, like, I hear what you're saying. Baron Corbin, like, I don't want to go into everyone because, like, Baron Corbin, the only reason he lost was because he had heat. Because of the concussion thing. You know, but I hear you, and I understand why you are off of it. I'm saying I think it can be rectified to where we do have that kind of like, oh, this person won. Can't wait for them to be champion. Can't wait to see what they do with
We'll see.
In addition to everything that everyone has mentioned, I'll also say that those fake cash-ins did not help Damian Priest at all. Like every time that he would come down and not actually cash in, none of that did him any favors.
Yeah, he's looked like probably the dumbest Money in the Bank holder of all time.
For sure.
I don't know. Austin Theory's like right there.
He's right above it.
Yeah,
he did cash in on an open challenge.
On an open challenge, you just had to accept the match, buddy.
One thing I will say is
one
thing we need to be done with Money in the Bank. No more mid-card title cash-ins. That is the stupidest thing I have ever seen in my life.
It's only happened once, but I hear you.
But still,
and
it should never happen again. What Money in the Bank is supposed to be. Edge was
he set the precedent.
Bro, Edge was the perfect example of what it was. A guy who left the tag team, it was in the
mid card,
upper mid card scene for a minute, and you see the vision of what he can be, but at the time, not worthy of challenging for the world title, break through the glass ceiling. That's what Money in the Bank is supposed to be. Not motherfucker, get that open challenge so I can whoop that ass after, and then lose this Money in the Bank and win the same title I cashed in on 2 weeks later. No,
you right.
Edge won it twice and made sure he cashed it on the world titles. He didn't look once at the IC or the US title. He was like, all right.
CM Punk the same way, bro. CM Punk the same way. I feel like honestly, what could help Money in the Bank, honestly, to me, is you bring it back to WrestleMania, bro. I honestly think it should be.
I agree. Yes.
Especially with WrestleMania being 2 nights. You have
I've spoken on this so many times. No.
You have the men's and women's on each night. WrestleMania Money in the Banks were the best Money in the Bank matches, and it had the best cash-ins too. So I mean, you look at even the best cash-in of all time. They said happened at WrestleMania when Seth Rollins did it. So you bring Money in the Bank back to WrestleMania, and not only adds more value to it, it gives the people a chance to be in a high-profile match that means something that aren't involved in any storylines. That instead of being in a random battle royal, that means nothing. Because you look
Get
at
rid
these,
of any pay-per-view themed around a match type.
you look at the battle royal. You have a Chad Gable, you have, a couple of people in there. You look at it, it's like, damn, man, they're in the Battle Royal because they had nothing to do for them. You could easily just throw them to be in the Money in the Bank, and they don't have to win, but at least they're in a match that means something.
Okay, no, but it's not the Royal Rumble because that's more of an event. I'm talking about like Elimination Chamber where a 6-match card has 2 EC matches. Hell in a Cell where a 7-match card has 1 Hell in a Cell match. Money in the Bank where an 8-match card has 2 matches. It doesn't make any sense. Move the Elimination Chamber back to Fastlane or whatever. Do Hell in a Cell.
No way out. No way out.
Okay, so can I ask a question, Jade? So are you just saying change the name? Because let's just say they do what you said.
Be creative for once.
Hey, I promise you, if Elimination Chamber in Australia was just called No Way Out, the card would be structured the exact same.
It'd still be an elimination chamber.
Elimination chamber is fine, but the other ones got to go. Like I was at Extreme Rules when they had only one Extreme Rules.
Oh yeah,
like this ain't Extreme Rules, bro. Like it's just one. Like it's not even Extreme Rules pay per view.
Was that the Sheamus, Priest, and Jeff Hardy match?
Yeah. I mean the one he booked was a very good one, but it's like those concepts. I feel like we're just overplayed. They weren't really needed. Money in the Bank, I get. Pretty much replaced Survivor Series for a while as that big four, but with WrestleMania being back, you literally could have a women's and men's on one night, and for each night, and it adds a high-profile match to for people like Nia Jax, like all these people who aren't involved in any stories that could be on WrestleMania, but they're not doing anything to be on WrestleMania. You put them in the Money in the Bank, that instantly puts them in a high-profile match that means something. They all can have great spots, have great moments, and then you could have a winner like an Edge, a CM Punk, somebody like Lewis said, who needs to break through that glass ceiling that needs to be pushed up to the higher echelon.
I've never liked gimmick pay-per-views because they never stay true to their name. Like at least when TNA. They did Lethal Lockdown. They made sure every single match on that card was going to happen inside Lethal Lockdown. You go to Hell in a Cell. The main event is only the fucking Hell in a Cell match.
Someone in chat just reminded me. You guys remember when they straight up called a pay-per-view Fatal 4-Way?
Yeah, that was bad.
That was
bro. Like
they threw shit at the wall. They had breaking point where everyone had to win by tapping out or by submission. Like they tried a whole plethora.
That over the limit. What
the gimmick pay-per-views, I feel like it feels bigger like when we would grow up and you didn't know like when a Hell in a Cell match was gonna happen or a chamber match. They would just announce it and it all made sense for feuds. Like, when they would be like, Bad Blood, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Hell in a Cell. And that was the end of the feud. So you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like, this is the end of the feud. It's personal. That means something now. The chamber, like I don't mind the concept of it being for a number one contender spot to get to like the final shot to get to WrestleMania or for a title. That makes sense, but I feel like Money in the Bank is all pay-per-view itself. It's overplayed, and majority of the last few years, like Jay said, it hasn't turned out good. You had Baron Corbin failing. You had Braun Strowman cashing in. Brock Lesnar came in and took the briefcase when he wasn't even in the match. They gave it to Nikki Ash and Otis one year. Like, you're having these people win that you can't see either cashing in successfully or have no business holding the briefcase in general. And I feel like if it was at WrestleMania, they're not having Otis win the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. They're not having Nikki Ash win WrestleMania.
Here's my argument. I see what you're saying. That it gives people, bruh. I'm giving y'all credit. I see what you're saying. Giving the people that importance of having the ladder match at WrestleMania, giving them something to do. My thing is, I think they've given Money in the Bank as a pay-per-view that importance, and there's been so many big moments that happen at Money in the Bank, and it's a yearly tradition anyway. They do it every year, no matter what. So I see why they've kept it as a pay-per-view. Like a Hell in a Cell, like, I agree with y'all completely. That should not be a pay-per-view. Those should happen rarely.
Like, it was good the first couple of years, like when they had Miz win, that was pretty shocking, and then of course Punk and Cena, that was huge at Money in the Bank. So like they had some good moments, but like the last few years it hasn't really stood out and been that great. You know what I mean? Like all these moments I feel like they had at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view in general, none of that stuff would have happened at WrestleMania because
it's because the last few years.
Actually, I disagree.
It's because the last few years, it's been the Money in the Bank. The last few years, more times that I can count, has been used to elevate the champions that are being cashed in on, rather than elevating the guys They need to elevate when they cash in.
Actually, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that per se, but I feel like Money in the Bank. I feel, and this could just be me. I feel like what we are discussing and what we're talking about, I feel like we're still talking in the sense like that's going to continue to happen. I feel like the person who made all those bad decisions and basically almost killed it off is not the one running things anymore. And
No, true.
But unfortunately, because it's been bad for so long, as much as we love Triple H, I think, at least me, sometimes I forget he can't fix stuff overnight. It's going to take a minute to rebuild back up the lore of a Money in the Bank briefcase or lore of some of these pay-per-views. Because WWE, because it's so big, I think if it was up to Triple H, he wouldn't have a pay-per-view every month. But hey, that's what you got to do. You know what I mean?
Well,
this is what I mean though when I say some of that stuff wouldn't happen at WrestleMania. Like Brock Lesnar wouldn't have took the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. He would have already been doing something else at WrestleMania in a match.
I mean,
I don't see Otis or Nikki Ash winning Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like,
well, Otis was COVID, so that very well still could happen.
Well,
people loved Otis at the time, so
G-Baby.
But still, like, come on.
This is
Do
my
you know
approach
the
to G-Baby,
people
though.
who were in that match, bro?
There was so many options. There were so many.
Bro, I
Brian,
think
AJ Styles, Aleister Black.
AJ was right there.
I think
I
think the final two people on the ladder was AJ Styles and somebody else. Like they were fighting,
and
for
they
the
dropped
briefcase.
it. Yeah,
and they
AJ
dropped it in Otis'
fumbled
lap. You know what I mean? Like
I thought it was Aleister Black, low key.
Like some of
No, he got thrown up
those
the ceiling.
some of those moments I'm saying they wouldn't have happened because WrestleMania is a different big. You know what I mean? It's not like a regular show like Money in the Bank. Like this is WrestleMania we're talking about. So that's just how I see it. Go ahead, T.
But
We'll let you wrap it up to you and move on.
my thing is, my only rebuttal to G-Baby is I do agree Triple H is a whole different beast when booking, but my only problem with Triple H is, and I think somebody said in the comments, I want to get his name right. Hold on, let me see if I can find him. I think his name is Damian Ruffman. He said that Triple H's booking is more of a long-term style booking. So when you have champions that are like Cody or Roman or like even Rollins to a certain standpoint that are so separated, like the way these world champions are booked under Triple H's like WWE, they are so separated from the rest of the roster that it's like you said, is this guy really gonna cash in on Roman Reigns? No. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like there is a chance that Triple H may get rid of the Money in the Bank. Because if you is somebody like Triple H who you like to have champions go on these year-long title reigns or even like just long title reigns, how are you going to have a Money in the Bank cash in every year? Like for the women, I can see that. For the men, I don't know if I see it.
So
but we'll see.
I know you said we're gonna move on. So then this will be my last point, and it'll be real quick. I hear you. So I believe Triple H, when he did start getting rid of the Hell in the Cells and all that stuff, he said a pay-per-view like Money in the Bank realistically just makes them too much money to get rid of. Like it's too big of a deal. That's why they're starting to put it. I think this year's Money in the Bank is in Toronto.
Struggling for money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
DeMarcus, I got his name. His name is DeMarcus.
Yeah, DeMarcus. So
it's in Toronto,
like because it makes too much money and like
I hate when WWE's reasoning for keeping anything comes back to money. Like they don't make more money than any other company in the world. I hate that shit.
Hey, they don't like getting complacent, man. Hey, they're just like the Patriots. Just because you won 5 don't mean you stop. Go get that 6th one, Brady. Go get that 7th one. You feel me? That's all it is.
I mean, realistically, Money on the Table is just when you're in that position to be business. I mean, you're either gonna win money or lose money, and they don't really want to. They rather be taking money than losing money. So I mean, I get it from that aspect, but I think they can sacrifice losing Money in the Bank and putting it back at WrestleMania. It makes WrestleMania even bigger. So. All right, we'll move on to the next match. Let's talk about this one. Let's talk the triple threat U.S. title match. Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. I think most of us kind of expected to be Logan versus Randy, and then they added Kevin Owens, which I don't mind. He's a part of the story, so it all makes sense. I'm cool with it. We'll start with the bottom. I did my prediction last time first. So, Mo, what's your thoughts on this match, and who do you got winning?
I got Logan Paul winning this one. I don't think anyone beats him unless their name is LA Knight. I'm going to just be honest. I see him being the guy, maybe at SummerSlam, being the guy to take that from him. Randy doesn't need it, obviously. All right. Mm-hmm. Kevin Owens, he could win it, but he's also main evented WrestleMania back-to-back. So I think you give Logan Paul that big win on that stage because he lost last year. I don't think you have him lose again.
Go ahead, Lewis.
Logan Paul, RKO's Randy gets a dub.
RKO's Randy is crazy. That's crazy.
Wild.
That's crazy. This is one, might be the only one, but I think this is the only match on this card where I don't have a problem with anybody walking out as champion.
No.
And that's a big step for me, as much as I did not like Logan Paul when he first got here. So
Logan Simber.
I'm going to give Logan the win for two reasons. They're gonna have Prime in the middle of that ring. I don't think, you know what I mean? You gotta owner of the guy.
And Cody gonna be bloody on the Prime logo.
Nah, facts. That is gonna happen.
That's a dumb thing.
But the only reason why, so what I want Kevin Owens to win because it's been so long since he's held a title. And I think he could have a really good, maybe not a Gunther style run, but I think he can elevate it a little bit more because I don't know. I just want to see Kevin Owens. I'm sorry. It's been a long time since I've seen Kevin Owens with a singles title. Let me rephrase.
Okay, yeah.
So I want to see Kevin Owens because
Jay, what do you got? I think 2017, I think.
Yeah, like
with the US title?
seven years ago.
2017,
Oh, yeah, that was
2017.
2017.
I'm pissed off because I just realized what's going to happen.
What?
I know exactly what's going to happen.
Oh, you do? Let's hear it, please.
Randy
CM Punk
Orton's
and
gonna-
Logan Paul?
Randy Orton's going to win this match. Randy Orton's going to win this match because Logan Paul's going to knock out Kevin Owens and then turn around into the RKO. And then Damian Priest is going to cash in money in the bank. Damian Priest is going to cash in money in the bank. Hold up. He's going to become the United States champion.
Oh, no.
The ladder match is going to happen after that, and Randy Orton is going to come and cost the Judgment Day the tag team titles in the ladder match.
That's a crazy prediction. That's a crazy prediction.
Want that
That's
to
such a
happen?
Vince booking.
That's what's going to happen.
I honestly
That's
would be
what's
mad.
gonna
I
Who the
do not
hell
want
is
that.
Damian Priest is going to bring that U.S. title out to the ladder match and be pumping it up and down, and then
Who's gonna
and then
help Randy?
and then he's going to get blamed for the loss, and that's going to bleed into the Judgment Day breaking up. Because if Damian Priest hadn't cashed in on Randy Orton would have never come out for the tag title for the tag match, and they never would have lost the tag title. So now the Judgment Day, Damian Priest is all up on his high horse with the U.S. title, and they're blaming Damian because they lost the title.
And then at
That's such a
SummerSlam,
Vince booking,
you have Omos beat Damian Priest. At SummerSlam.
I'm not happy about it, Mo. But Randy's going to win this match,
Okay.
and then Damian's going to cash in.
You know what's so crazy about all that whole booking you just did? If he's gonna cash in on a mid-card title, hey, how else are you gonna stop Gunther? You're not gonna stop him one-on-one. Might as well do it with a beat down in the cash in.
God,
Might as well
cut
do
his
it with a
mic.
beat down in the cash
Cut his.
Stop swearing.
Where's the
Gunther's
sign?
never losing. Forever reigning.
Laxton, what you got, man? Who
Bro, give me Logan
And by the way,
Paul.
for people in chat, hold up. For people in chat saying L booking, I agree with you. That's why I'm pissed off. I don't like this. I don't like that I think this is going to happen. But the more I sit and think about it, the more likely I think it is. I completely agree with you.
Wasn't Dom supposed to fight Gunther for this IC title and then he just stopped feuding with him?
No, he
start a
lost.
feud with him?
He had a match. He lost.
No, he got in there, got his chops in, and lost. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, give me Logan Paul for the victory here. Logan Paul is impressed with his reign, even more so than he did beforehand. Like he's really making the U.S. Championship mean something, even with his absence. In terms of being a full-time roster member. I like him as champ. I wouldn't be mad with him retaining.
Tio, who you got?
I hate Logan Paul's guts, but he's good at what he does. So I think I guess I wouldn't have a problem with it retaining. I guess we'll have Logan Paul.
You said that with you said that hesitantly. I got Logan Paul winning too. I think with the triple threat, probably Owens takes the pin. I'd be kind of surprised if he pins Randy. I'm not gonna lie to you. It would be big for Logan Paul, a big moment. One thing I want to see in this match, and I know it could be possible because I've seen Randy Orton hit many RKOs crazily. I want to see a buckshot into an RKO. I want to see him go for that buckshot. Look like he about to hit that clothesline and just bam, hit him with the RKO. That'd be so sick right there. That's the one thing that I'm hoping for that we get. But overall, I think Logan Paul is retaining. I think they're going to extend his title reign even a little bit further to probably face LA Knight at SummerSlam. That's what I'm kind of thinking, but then maybe I could be wrong. So
I don't know, but a Randy Orton win at Mania after being out for 18 months, I could easily see that opening a show.
That would be nice.
Easily, that would be a great moment for him after
Yeah, but
missing
is
18
it-
months.
And he deserves it.
He don't really need it though. Like,
He doesn't. He doesn't.
He don't need to be one.
He
Well,
doesn't. But like,
he's not keeping the title because Damien's cashing in.
that's crazy. Hey, but like, here's my question: do you feel like Logan Paul loses anything if Randy Orton wins? Like,
No,
I don't think any guy loses.
No
Randy.
guy wins. But if they're realistically, if you're looking at every guy in this match who needs to win the most, I think it's Logan Paul. I think he needs to win.
That I do agree with you.
I think he needs to win the most to continue to solidify himself on the roster as a legit, talent. You know what I mean? Like Randy Orton's a legend. Like realistically, Randy Orton could never win the title for the rest of his life, and he would still be top 10 all time in WWE history.
Hall of
So
Famer.
Kevin Owens, yeah, he ain't had a singles title in so long, but he still had great feuds over the last few years, great matches, big moments. I think
Chat,
he'd still
I'm
be
sorry.
fine as well. So
I don't like it either.
And I think with the way how the world title scenes are going to be after WrestleMania, I think that's where they're going to keep Kevin Owens from now on.
I mean,
all right, let's dive into one of our first women's matches we'll talk about right here. Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, women's world heavyweight title match right here. I'm excited for this match.
This match could steal the weekend. I'm gonna be honest with you. It could steal the weekend.
I think this is going.
Thank God for that. Thank God for that segment on Monday though, because this build was low key about to be.
Nah, that segment on Monday,
Yeah, bro.
that segment on Monday, I thought was much needed. That was very good.
Save this build for sure.
How they did it. For me, I think this could be top 3 match of the weekend for a lot of reasons. For some odd reason, I don't know why Becky Lynch has been getting like all this hate, like she can't wrestle. Like she's been having great matches consistently over the last year, not even on Raw, but
Yeah, fuck you,
NXT
Tyler.
pay-per-views, but NXT pay-per-views as well. She has great matches. Rhea Ripley is obviously good in the ring as well. I think they're gonna have great chemistry. It won't be like a flashy type match because Becky Lynch isn't a Rhea Ripley style. It doesn't scream that, but as far as being professional, know what they're doing. They're good at their job. I do think Rhea Ripley retains and wins. I don't think Becky Lynch needs it. I will say, this is one of the very few matches where if Becky Lynch does win, I will be upset because I don't think she needs this win at all, and I don't think she should be the one to end Rhea Ripley's reign as champion. I think it could go to somebody else that could help benefit more to help make a new star in the division. So with that being said, I think Becky Lynch can take the loss. I think she helped Rhea Ripley provide a great match, and I'm excited for it. I think everything is gonna go out well. I just to me this is like one of 3 matches on the show to me, or like one of maybe like 4 matches on the show to me where like this person has to win, and Rhea Ripley to me like has to win this match, even though she's been champ for over a year at this point going into this WrestleMania. Becky Lynch is already solidified one of the greatest, if not the greatest women's wrestler ever, and I feel like with the run that Rhea's had as champion, for her to lose, it needs to be somebody that could benefit more from it. And Becky Lynch doesn't really benefit anything, even though she has a little story where it's like, I need to find out if I'm better than you at this stage in my career type thing. We get it, but it's like, same 2019 Becky Lynch. You know what I'm saying? This is 2024, and Becky Lynch has already done everything there is to do in the top, literally everything there is to do in the top women's division. Royal Rumble wins, WrestleMania main event tag titles. The only thing she hasn't done, I think, is win Money in the Bank. So she's pretty much done everything there is to do. Rhea Ripley, I think, is going to win, and I think this is going to be a hell of a match also. So,
yeah. If I'm telling y'all, bro, if Becky wins this match, bro, if she seniors her way like through this match, y'all not gonna like me, bro. I promise you. This is Rhea's match to win. No way Becky wins this. This will be great for Rhea because it shows that she's really that upper echelon, and she just beat another 4 horsewoman. She's beaten Charlotte already. Gotta be. Has she beaten Bayley? I don't think she's.
No, they've been on different brands. So
that could be another one. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I think Rhea holds this title until next year's Mania. In my opinion, there's a chance she holds this title until
Who
next
the
year.
fuck she gonna wrestle for 12 months to you?
I don't know, but I trust
Nia
Triple
Jax
H
for
on this.
6 months.
I trust it because there is a draft coming up, so I trust in
Boot
Triple H on
Lewis.
this.
We time him out.
yeah, sure.
Hey, I don't
But-
know about that.
Right.
I don't know about a 720 game. I'm not.
But
gonna hold you.
I feel like
I think she'll to SummerSlam. I'm gonna go
you think
SummerSlam.
shows to SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
The way they're booking Rhea,
Yeah.
We'll see. I think the person that could dethrone her maybe is Jade Cargill. I think that's a good choice to dethrone Rhea. But other than that, like the only reason I say she holds this title is because I know we can still get the Bianca and Rhea match next year without a title, but I don't know. I feel like they want to do something crazy with Rhea. So
that should have been the match we were having now. That's
I agree.
neither here nor there.
Oh my gosh, I just got a great fantasy booking idea.
Hail Bianca, bro.
To how Rhea
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Hey,
Hail Bianca.
I have. Hey, look, I hear you. I got an idea. Hear me out. Rhea is going to lose to Bianca, but I think Bianca's still going to be a face. And the only reason I say that is because when Bianca wins, right? You know who she's going to lose to? Tiffany Stratton via Money in the Bank. Tiffany Stratton via Money in the Bank.
Again,
and I don't
she
and I don't believe
again?
hey, she can be
You
that
said
person.
Chelsea
She's established
Green,
in
I
this
love
league.
it.
And the reason why, I don't think the way they build the way they've been building and I'm assuming they're going to build her up, I don't think she'd be believable enough to beat Rhea even in a cash-in. But she's already been feuding with Bianca, and I can believe that. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I'm also under the assumption that Judgment Day is still together, or at the very least, she's still with Dom. She's still with Dom. That is my assumption going into this. Now, if that group has been dispersed and she's on her own, she might feel a little different. It might, because right now she's kind of really built herself up. Like her main kind of rise was feeling like she was the leader of the Judgment Day, and she's squaring off with Solo and all that kind of stuff. If she's not with Judgment Day no more, running the crew, you know what I mean, brokering deals with other factions, she might be a little bit more vulnerable in that sense. And then we can have a different discussion. But if she's still with them, I believe Bianca. I think Bianca Belair, because I mean, let's be real, they was calling her female John Cena. She can get cashed in on a couple times. It's okay.
That's crazy.
Go ahead, Blackson.
Yeah, man. Under no circumstances should Becky Lynch win this match ever. Like, I don't want it to happen at WrestleMania to be terrible. My pick is Rhea Ripley, and good on WWE for not giving in to the fans and turning this thing into a triple threat or a fatal four-way. I'm glad they're sticking with what they went with. I'm down for this match.
Love to see it.
Jay, what about you?
I like this guy.
First of all, I changed my name because I agree with Lewis all the way.
Facts.
Blackson, I don't know if you tuned into the show. I used to not like Chelsea Green at all, and then I'm a recent convert. So Chelsea Green for Money in the Bank.
Now he's got to get you. He's got to get you over to the Omar side, bro. So
that'll never happen.
That'll never happen.
Come on, bro.
No, sir.
Hey,
Malik,
I will say, Malik, I am an Homo sapien now. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen
Come on over.
Okay, so can I just ask?
We are bringing everybody to the right side, man.
Can I genuinely ask this question?
You will not spread your racism right now. No.
Can I genuinely ask this question?
You
cannot.
Theo, you just said it, and Mo, you just said it.
You cannot.
Can y'all tell me, being that this man hasn't been on TV, what made y'all just change?
What you mean, bro? He chilling, bro. He chilling, bro.
TikTok is fire,
Bro,
bro.
the show been ass without him there, bro. He shows his presence not there.
SmackDown needs him.
Why are you lying?
Why am I lying?
Hold on, wait, Blackson, you almost sapien, yes or no?
Oh, all day and tomorrow.
Come on.
My thing is, look, you baby. My thing is like,
For the
he's
village.
a guy who just does what he needs to do. He's a special attraction. He shows up,
Bigger attraction
on a pretty good performance, and that's it.
He carried Seth. What you mean?
He's a special attraction.
He carried
Special
Seth at
attraction, bro.
Backlash, huh?
He puts on good performance.
Biggest
Hey,
attraction.
his match with Brock wasn't that bad.
Bro, he had a bigger pop than Bad Bunny. You ain't hear that at Backlash?
Let's talk
bro?
about Rhea now.
Okay, all right. Let's relax.
Bro, it was bro. The pop was so loud.
Listen.
that the sound
We're
couldn't be-
gonna let Jay do his prediction, but one day, G and Jay, you guys will see the light.
I'm never coming
You will
to
see the light.
Look,
You will see the light one day.
G-Baby, picture this.
You will see the light. You will see the
Yeah,
light.
G-Baby, they say
Picture
Nas
this.
and Jay-Z are overrated. Fuck out.
Picture
Yeah,
this,
he's crazy.
picture this, G-Baby. Look, Logan Paul wins at
Theo,
WrestleMania, right? And
Stop
then we get to SummerSlam. Logan Paul versus Omos.
Nobody
Money.
wants
U.S.
Oh,
money.
What do you mean
Teal's
nobody wants to see that?
Money.
No, I'm
Omos
Did,
finished
did,
his
Om-
story.
did Omos not carry
You
Seth
know what?
Rollins?
You know what? I'm convinced the government got to y'all. I feel like they injected y'all in something.
I'm
that
the
just
least
makes y'all
political
believe-
person
They
on
not
this.
about to
It's
make
Omos,
us cheer a
man.
black man. The government don't care about that.
Hey, I don't know, man.
I'm the-
Almost,
I'm the-
almost.
I do
listen,
it for the
Listen, one
I
day,
almost
one day,
think he's clearly got a
one
good
day,
run
one
for
day,
it.
you will see the almost save me movement. It's like the Martin Luther King movement. It's like the Martin Luther King movement.
When he gets some knees,
It's like the Martin Luther King movement.
When
We
Omos
have a
gets
dream
some-
and we believe it. It's gonna happen.
when
This is
Omos
for the
get-
village.
when Omos gets some knees, look, I feel like the way
That's
y'all
so
view
weird.
Omos
He's over.
is the
by
way
a
y'all
bit,
is
so.
Obafemi is what y'all wish Omos was.
Cat.
Yeah, they're
he's
related.
He's better
Obafemi
than
is what y'all
Oba.
wish
They're
Omos was.
related.
They're
They're
related.
related. They're brothers.
Related.
What are you talking about?
African brothers. What you mean, bro?
They're brothers. Bro.
Hey,
They my cousins.
Jeff and Matt were brothers, but we all knew which one was better.
That's not the same though. Omos is literally top 3 Hall of Fame block. I don't know what you
Facts.
talking
That's
about.
true.
Facts.
That's true.
100%.
That's
I don't know why we're
How is that-
comparing.
how is
I don't know
that-
why we're comparing the Hardys and Omos. Like I said,
How is that
comparison, but
disputed?
okay.
You said they were. Look, the point is, Omos
Does
was
Omos
Matt
not
Hardy,
clear Matt and
Obafemi.
Jeff?
No.
Okay, let's relax.
No.
You see, you're not
clear.
seeing the point. Omos isn't there because he's letting other people shine. If he was there, he'd be taking everybody's spot. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
you just
Literally.
Exactly.
you don't see the unfairness.
So
that this
he
man
doesn't
has
have
in his
that
heart.
killer instinct in him, is what I'm hearing.
He does.
you
He's trying to let everybody shine.
Okay, skip.
Can't let everybody
I was
shine.
at a killer
Relax.
instinct then.
He can't let
I was
everybody
at a killer
shine.
instinct.
He can't let other people shine. Other people,
If you have
other
a
people
killer
gotta eat too.
instinct, no. Hey,
Hold on.
Kobe would never
The
let
last-
other people
No.
shine.
Omos gave you a taste of his killer instinct, then everybody complained about it because the last time we saw his killer instinct, he dominated one of the greatest tag teams of all time by himself. So let's
Who are you
relax
talking
there,
about?
buddy.
What
The
you
New
talking
Day. The
New
New
Day.
Day.
Oh yeah, that's cool. And then what happened afterwards?
And you
Nothing.
said, hold on.
He
You said
carried AJ. He
hold on. You
carried
said
AJ.
you said Kobe didn't let other people shine. I'm sorry. I mean, was Shaq not the best player on the team when he was there? I'm just saying.
Kobe just got there. What you mean?
He been there he was already there. He been there.
Kobe was not
He
like,
been there.
oh, Kobe was not sitting back like, yeah, here you go, Shaq. I'm gonna let you shot. No, you know what they had to do to Kobe?
Are you
They
sure
had to,
though?
No.
Are you sure?
Phil Jack, no.
Are you
Malik,
sure
you're a Lakers
though?
fan, so I know you've seen it.
Are we sure
Phil
though?
Jackson literally had to tell Kobe to chill out because we're gonna lose the big fella and he's gonna check out. Y'all have all seen Phil Jackson.
And what do you think they
He
told
told
Omos?
he
They
told Shaq the
Omos-
same thing. He said, "Relax, we're gonna lose Kobe, man. Relax."
No,
He
he
told Shaq the same
didn't.
thing.
No,
He
he
told Shaq the
didn't.
same thing. He told Shaq the same
Hey,
thing.
what happened?
What
What
do you,
happened
hold
in
on,
04?
wait, hold on, wait. What do you think they told Omos? They said, relax, bro, because if you start turning up, Roman's gonna leave. So, that's what happened.
That's what happened, bro. Listen,
You don't think that's what
Omos
happened?
letting other
No,
people
it's
shine,
not.
but he let other people
That's
shine right now. But
100% what- that's
when he want to
100%
come back, it's best believe, bro. He's taking over, bro. Now, Jade, you may go, sir. You may go. Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, my guy.
I'm not gonna lie. The way y'all cape for Omos, y'all worse than Liv.
Y'all
fans.
lucky Omos don't got a daughter.
All right,
Cause
bro,
he'd be
relax.
up right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, Tyler, shut your mouth, boy.
Omos
You
got
can
more
Liv
potential than
Morgan's
Liv,
the
bro.
queen.
So I mean,
Shut
you know
up.
what I'm saying.
Okay. Fuck, man. I just can't with this anymore. I don't have as much faith as Malik about Rhea. Something's weird about this match to me. And for the second year in a row, I think WWE this year not as bad as last year, right? But for the second year in a row, WWE have, if they haven't fumbled both women's builds, they have come very close. I mean, Io and Becky, I'm not even sure they're actually feuding. I'm not sure what the fuck is happening over there. They seem to be more focused on the faction warfare with Jade and Bianca and Naomi, which is fine. I'm hyped for that match. I really am. But I'm not even sure Io and Becky are feuding at this point. I wasn't sure if Becky was wrestling Rhea at WrestleMania or Nia or Liv at WrestleMania until this week. And I don't even feel comfortable picking a winner until I see what happens on Raw this week. Like every other match on the card, no matter what happens on Raw or SmackDown this week, my pick won't change. My picks are pretty much locked for every other match on this card. But for this one, like, we still got fucking Liv and Nia's useless asses floating around out there, and I don't know what they're going to end up doing.
Whoa. Nia Jax useless.
If they're not in the match, they might indirectly affect the match it's really weird. I don't know. I guess I'm picking Rhea for the same reasons that Malik said. I don't think Becky needs it. But with all the other shenanigans that are floating around, I got to see what happens this week before I'm uber confident in that pick. I don't know what the hell's going on with this match, to be quite honest. It's really weird.
G, who you got?
Rhea. No other thing to say. Rhea. Like if Becky. Now I'm not gonna hate on Becky the way y'all are if she wins, but I'm not gonna like the decision.
I'm not gonna hate on her, but the decision.
I'm not gonna hate on it. It's just it's the wrong decision.
I am. I'm just. It's gonna be over. I promise.
I ain't gonna hate. I'm not gonna hate on her. She's been putting
It's
in
gonna be
work. Like she's been the best woman. Like
And she puts people over
Yeah, she's
way
been the
more than
best
people
woman
think.
for the
So.
past.
She's
she
earned
get
our
the hit
respect,
back.
but she's not the right decision right now.
She get the hit back every
The way
time
I
somebody
look at
triggers.
it is Becky winning. It wouldn't be the end all be all decision. Like I won't look at it as like it's the worst thing in the world. Like should Rhea have won? Cool, but if Becky won, I'll be like, I mean, she's
Well,
earned
Becky
it.
can't have a long title run if she does win, though. She's been there, done that. She
Yeah.
can't have a long
Yeah,
title
yeah,
run.
no, I agree. But I
No.
mean, if she wins, though, it won't. I won't look at it as.
But the thing is, Lewis, if this title reign had been 4 months, 5 months, even 6 months, I might feel the way that you do. But for a title reign that goes a year, like that feels like it needs a special ending. And to me, I don't think Becky Lynch represents that special ending. That doesn't do it for me.
So would you want the special ending to be Liv Morgan?
No.
So Jade,
No.
I hear what you're saying.
I'd rather have Becky then.
Hey, so Jade, I hear what you're saying. Here is my only rebuttal, and I don't agree with it, but here's why I feel why Becky could and might win. Bianca Belair's longest title reign ended with Asuka. And what happened afterwards? Asuka was a transitional champion. Let's remember that. She was a transitional champion.
But, you know.
And she lost to the same person she pinned. Remember, Bianca, it's not like Io cashed in and made her the fatal 4-way. Bianca pinned her while she was in a submission. Like, I don't think, like.
Well, we've already talked about the Money in the Bank. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that.
No, I hear you, but like, even let's just say Io doesn't cash in. Bianca Belair would have been holding that title again after holding it for 380 or 430, whatever the days were. You feel me? Like, so yeah, we thought, okay, Asuka didn't win at Mania because they wanted Bianca to get the record. Fine, that was the theme for that show. And then Asuka wins, great moment. And she was the third most important person in that match. And then lost.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They might not care that much.
Who's your pick, Lewis? Rhea or Becky?
I have Rhea. But like I said, if they throw the belt on Becky, I won't be opposed to it because you can make the argument that she's been the best woman WWE has had the past year and a half.
Mo, what about you?
Rhea. Y'all have laid out every reason why. Rhea. There's no reason for Becky to win.
Alrighty, Rhea Ripley it is. Let's move on to another women's match. The other women's title match. Bailey versus Io.
Come on, Malik. This is your match, bro. Glaze. Come on.
He said
This is your match, bro.
I'm gonna go last. I'm gonna let y'all go first and see what y'all say first. So I'm gonna go last.
And I'm gonna go right before Malik because I want to hear what all y'all got to say about this match.
So Mo, we'll start with you. Let you go first.
I was going to say I'll go first because I kind of already said what I was going to say. The
Can you
build
say
up
your
to this
catchphrase?
match, I don't think that's needed right now. I think Bailey and Io, with the story they have and the abilities they have, Bailey and Io are more than capable of putting on a banger of a match. I'll just admit that. The thing of the matter is, again, it doesn't feel like Bailey has as much momentum as she should for a Royal Rumble winner. I mean, most of what they've done with her, if she's been out in front of the crowd, she's been getting her ass kicked. The only success that she's had is backstage in backstage segments. So I need, and this is another one, I guess both women's matches have me feeling this way. I need to see what happens on SmackDown. I need Bailey to be out in front of the crowd, and I need her to get some kind of one-up on Io. I need some kind of heat behind this rivalry because this has been extremely disappointing. My pick is Bailey because I think that's the right decision, but because this booking has been, in my opinion, so atrocious between the two, I don't know what's going to happen, and SmackDown may change my opinion. So, yeah, I'm picking Bailey for now just because I feel like that's the right decision.
In my opinion, I don't know, Jade. I fail to see how the booking has been like atrocious. I think the storyline has been told. You can go back and you can see hints of it. It's paid off. Like, I don't know. I guess this stage of it, I guess I could kind of see, but I think most of what you're experiencing is because of the storyline is, let's be honest, is being overshadowed by the main event storyline with Cody, Rock, Roman, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is Bailey's match to win, in my opinion. I feel like this match is gonna have the same feel to it, like not the feel to it, but the same like chaoticness as the Bloodline rules match for Roman and Cody. And I think Bailey takes it. I don't see a world where Io wins this match, in my opinion.
But even notwithstanding Rock and Cody and Roman, my point is, if this whole thing has been about Bayley separating herself from Damage Control and stepping back into the spotlight, who was in the main event slot Friday night, Tio? Bayley or the rest of Damage Control? The rest of Damage Control. So, and again, I'm stoked for the 6-woman tag match, but when Bayley finally gets away from Damage Control and she's supposed to be standing on her own as the star, and we're getting backstage segments for 30 seconds with Bayley beating up Io, meanwhile the rest of Damage Control are featured in the main event for 30 minutes. It just the booking seems backwards to me. Like, why are we focusing more on this story that we now have a 6-day build toward than we are the person who won the Royal Rumble?
So what you're saying is your problem is it's the fact that the feud is a faction warfare. That's your problem. Like you think it should be more centered around Bayley.
Right now, it feels like they're more prioritizing Jade Cargill than they do.
Exactly, and I love Jade Cargill, and I'm stoked for the 6-woman tag team match. So maybe that's it. Maybe they're so enamored with their new toy in Jade Cargill that they felt the need to trump her out there 6 days before WrestleMania and overshadow the women's title match. But honestly, I think that was a mistake. I feel like if they were going to do this with Jade, it should have started weeks ago, because now you've completely overshadowed everything that's happening with Bayley and Io, and so now I really need to see some heat on Friday.
So do you feel the same about Roman and Cody, like that match specifically?
No, because Cody, it's a completely different animal, because Cody's been doing this since last Royal Rumble, right?
But the thing is, like you said, like it's overshadowing the Bayley and Io match. So like,
right? No, and I said
stuff with The Rock.
I said that last week, Tio. I'm already on record saying that The Rock shouldn't have been in. I mean, ask all these guys. I've already said on the channel, The Rock should not have been involved. If you want to do Rock, and this is exactly what I said last week verbatim, if you want to do The Rock versus Solo, I'm game. If you want to do a 30-minute Rock concert, I'm down. But if you're not going to ball up and just do Rock versus Roman, then Rock doesn't need to be involved with Roman. Period. Point blank. I don't like it. Anyway.
Selection, who do you got?
I forgot what match we're doing. Damn it.
Bayley
Bayley and Io. Sorry.
My fault. No. We good. No.
Already,
bro. Bayley. That's the thing. Bayley has been an afterthought throughout this entire build, and it's kind of it's bad. They didn't have her on any of the promotional material. I'm here in Philly. I'm driving past the stadium just a few minutes ago. I haven't seen Bayley's face anywhere. Seth is all over. You got to give it to Bayley, but I'm hoping that maybe this feud lasts another month or so, and we just move on. I'm just tired of this group of people. Bianca has been feuding with Damage Control for damn near 3 years. I'm done. It's been too long. I need it over with. You know what I mean? It's too much.
Mo?
Me? Okay. Yeah, I got Bayley here. I think they finally give her some sort of shine after she's been completely overshadowed by everybody that's involved with WrestleMania. Like Blackson said, she's not even on any posters. She's not on any promotional material. Like, I don't know why they're doing this to Bayley. If they have her lose, not saying she's buried or anything like that, but it's like, damn, she won the Rumble, she barely got any shine, and then you're going to have her lose too? After she carried the pandemic like she did? Like, come on, man.
Lewis?
I have Bayley winning. Quite honestly, though, I think people are probably going to give the match too much credit. I don't think the match is going to be good. I think it's going to be decent. Bayley hasn't had a banger match since she's come back from injury. That's just me personally. She's slowed down a lot. Bayley, I feel like what Bayley is missing and what should have happened, but unfortunately because Jade Cargill's here, they switched her focus over there, is she should have had like her true babyface moment. Like, I feel like she still hasn't gotten that here. Like, it still seems like Bayley is like a tweener to me rather than them actually throwing her into the deep end of the pool to actually make her a babyface. I think they're still trying to have her keep her heel flavor, but like she's feuding with Io, who's a heel. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but I feel like they're not all the way in with Bayley being a babyface, and I fully feel like that's what's been holding back the build in the feud for this match, because you're having her put a pinky toe in being babyface. She hasn't been a babyface in like how long? Like 6 years or something like that? It's been a long fucking time. Yeah. So I feel like it's a little bit too late now. No, you just ride what you're doing, but that's what I feel like has been missing is Bailey having that true turn of a baby face rather than them trying to make it seem like she's like Adam Cole and tweening and shit. But yeah, I have Bailey winning. She deserves to win, but I mean, never know.
So y'all remember about a couple months ago
Maybe.
when they were trying to make it seem like this should be the main event? And Lewis, remember when I said I don't think this ever had a chance of being the main event?
Yeah, I agree
This
with
is
you.
why.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Never had
this
a
is
chance.
why. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is why. They didn't book Rhea Charlotte correctly. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck about these women builds. The last good Mania build they had for the women, title match or whatever, let's keep it a buck, was Becky when she was about to be Becky Two Belts. And even then they messed that up.
Bianca and Sasha was
Yeah,
decent.
Bianca Sasha was tough.
I don't think it was.
That wasn't good.
That wasn't good at all to me.
Sorry.
That build was not. Now, I think the magnitude of two black women about to main event a Mania, that carried itself. But the story they told on TV
You're right.
I
was
agree.
trash.
You're right. They did that thing with the what's his name now? Scripps.
Reginald.
Oh my god, I forgot about
Reggie.
that. That was
Reggie.
terrible.
Sasha just kept calling Bianca
hell was I remembering?
a rookie.
They They did the can they coexist?
Can they coexist?
Like 2 weeks before Mania. That's why I never believed this would ever main event. CM Punk was here when Drew was here. I think Gunther had a better shot at main eventing over them because they don't book it right now. Also, to your point, Lewis, I don't think this match is going to be that good either. I think it's going to disappoint. Even though I love EO and I love Bailey as far as in-ring performance, EO, I'm sorry, gang. You ain't had a good match since Backlash when you faced Bianca. I'm sorry. You haven't.
Bailey hasn't had a good
Jade
match since
loved
he's
that.
come back from
And
injury.
who knows how long. Now, Jade, I'll give you this. EO, and the fact that it took last week for EO Sky to finally be an interesting character on TV is abysmal. She ain't been interesting since she won that title, and let's be real. Her last title defense was against Mia Yim. This match never had a chance to main event. I think it's going to disappoint. I wouldn't be shocked if this is the second match on the card. The death spot that no one wants. I would not be shocked.
Oof.
The build has been bad. I hope this turns into a Rhea Charlotte, where the build was atrocious, but the match was amazing. I hope that's what happens. I wouldn't put my money on it though. I do not believe in this at all. And watching last week, like I said, it took last SmackDown for EO to finally feel interesting. Like a threat.
And for Raw Impact Radio, what he said about Bailey winning the Rumble, Bailey won the Rumble, but it still didn't feel like a big deal that she won the Rumble. Like it's like, oh, Bailey got the Rumble win, and like it's good for Bailey, but after that, the way how they handled the booking after that, it's just like aside
I'm in agreement.
I'm saying like aside from her choosing EO, what other good segments have there been for this rivalry?
I think the problem with that too, I think there was a simple fix for that. I think the breakup should have come before the Rumble. Because then you have all the adversity on Bailey before the Rumble. Then she has to eliminate everyone in Damage Control just to win it.
Yes.
I think that would have helped tremendously. I think they mistimed the breakup.
Yeah,
sure.
You're 100% right
thought about
because
that. That's a good point.
remember they were trying to tease like, oh, Damage Control, we're gonna have all the gold because I'm gonna go after Rhea. When let's be real, not a single person in the world ever believed that. So in that case, you might as well just break them up now and do it later. So
speaking of teases, they teased the breakup of Damage Control too much. Also, I think they did too much. They showed their hand several times in the lead up to this match. Like there were several times where you saw that Bailey was probably going to get kicked out of the faction. This should have been a surprise when it happened, but they did too much. You know what I mean? They did too much, and now it just doesn't mean as much.
Malik, before you go, last thing, you know what would have if they would have broke up? They beat down Bailey, and she's the surprise entrant in the Rumble. That would have been amazing. She's off TV for like a couple weeks because they beat her down. EO out there talk about Bailey's done, Bailey's gone, we don't need her. Because Kairi Sane was back at that point.
Yep.
Kairi Sane was back at that point, so we don't need her. Boom. Instead of Liv Morgan being number 30, it's Bailey. Boom, gets the Rumble win. While Damage Control's in the ring, they don't have to be the final three because I know Jade was there. But hey, you can eliminate them. You could do the same spot, and boom, there you go.
Everything works the exact same way.
Yeah, and that alone, the build would be that much better just because of that.
And she's just like she just also hasn't even before her winning the Rumble, like she didn't have that true baby face like feel to her. Like she doesn't have that. The whole point of that I feel like is missing is her actually feeling like a baby face that the fans like really like want to gravitate to. How we know Bailey can actually be, but it goes back to the point where I feel like they're having her dip her pinky toe and do a little baby face shit here and there instead of just pushing her into the deep end and go on a full on baby face run that we know Bailey can actually do. And for some reason, I don't know if WWE doesn't trust her or whatever, but it's been lackluster for me.
Go ahead, Malik.
Who'd you pick, G? Bailey or Io?
Oh, Bailey, but yeah.
So the feud, I agree with everybody's been saying. It's been first of all, I never thought it was gonna main event anyway. I mean, the whole term of if you win the Royal Rumble, you're in the main event of WrestleMania has been dead for years. Even though they continue to say it, I feel like there are too many people who fall for the bait too much and get upset when it doesn't happen. But if you watch WWE, you should know WWE logic by now. I mean, it's been dead for decades. They say it, but it hasn't been a thing since like the mid 2000s. I mean, you can go back and look at the history: Rey Mysterio, Undertaker, John Cena,
even Shawn Michaels in '95.
Sheamus, Del Rio, you had Nakamura, Asuka, like all these people won the Royal Rumble and none of them were in the main event. Some of them even opened the show, you know what I mean? So that whole term of if you win the Royal Rumble, you're in the main event of WrestleMania. I get that it may be more upsetting to the women out there when they say it for the women's matches because there have only been 2 women's main event of WrestleManias, you know what I mean? So when you say it and then it doesn't happen, I understand the frustrations, but I mean, with Punk coming back, he was always going to be in the main event if he never got hurt. And then when The Rock came back, I think people should have known instantly he's going to be in the main event. So, I mean, I'm a little surprised there were some people out there who were upset as they are. Like, I never saw this match being the main event of WrestleMania just for the fact that you had Punk back, he gets hurt, then there was always The Rock back, and he's not going to be on the opening match. He's definitely not going to be in the middle of the show. He's going to be in the main event and the main event only. So, the build has been okay for me. I feel like it really had great moments when they had Bailey turn on Damage Control, I guess you could say, and pick Io. That was a cool segment they did. But ever since then, it's kind of been like really up in the air, iffy. You know what I mean? I think it definitely has been overshadowed by the main event spots. Maybe the Bloodline taking too much TV time or whatever the case may be and whatever they were doing. So I understand how people are looking at it from that aspect. Maybe next Friday, before the final SmackDown before WrestleMania, they'll be able to do something. Because I like the segment they had last week, the backstage stuff. So I like the little fight and brawl they had. But maybe I think they need that little segment in the ring, the interaction in the ring. You know what I mean? To make it just to make the feud more bigger. I think the match will be okay. I kind of look at it like the Charlotte and Rhea match. Like, I really wasn't looking at that match as far as the build-up. I was just waiting to see what the match looked like itself, and the match delivered tremendously to me. I don't think this will be better than the Becky and Rhea match, but I think the match will be okay for itself decently. Bailey, I think, is the right winner, though. I think she has to win this match. I think she deserves to win this match. I think she is the correct person to win this match, just for the simple fact she has been putting people over for the last, how many years now? 2-3 years. When she formed Damage Control, she was the least most important person that felt in the group, and she was the leader, and she wasn't even winning matches. She was losing matches for the group, was the only person in the group to never even win a championship. So I feel like if they're going to turn her into that babyface, she needs to win the championship and then have the feud against the group that she built if she's going to try to tear it down. You know what I mean? So I think that's the story they need to tell with her, especially now with Jade, Naomi, and Bianca having their stuff. She kind of has, I guess you could say, quote-unquote, backup, and she has people that she could kind of rely on if she can get Bianca's trust. And you could also use that into a story. Maybe Bianca doesn't want to trust Bailey, and that turns Bianca to turn heel on Bailey. You know, you could use so many angles with that aspect. So I feel like Bailey is just the right person to win this match. I think Io's run has run its course. It hasn't really been that great. And that's the one thing that I kind of hope they do if they once they start kind of rebuilding everything after the draft, I kind of hope they start refreshing some of these championships, especially for the women, because there haven't really been too many great women storylines that haven't involved championships, and haven't really been too many great championship runs. Other than there've been like Bianca, Rhea, but like it's either like one or the other. You never get both. You either get one champion who's doing really good, the other one's kind of falling off the earth, or or they're both kind of afterthoughts. So I'm hoping that when Bayley, hopefully she wins the championship. I'm hoping that they're able to kind of use her as a top baby face and use her to give momentum to. She doesn't have to have the championship long either. She didn't have to be a long champion, but I feel like they need to really solidify themselves to get a really top baby face. Because even though Rhea's getting cheered, she's supposed to be a heel. I think they need a really top baby face that is supposed to be a baby face to get pushed as that, to get the proper reaction from the fans to have a good run as a champion. And I think Bayley can fill that spot in, and then she can lose to a top heel that they want to build as a heel, whoever that may be, whether they do it before the draft, after the draft, however the hell they want to do it, it's up to them. But I think Bayley really needs this. I think this is also one of the matches on the card, one of like very few matches that I feel like if Io wins, it's the wrong person. I feel like the right person is the challenger, and you need kind of a change here. I think the run with the Io is just not going well, and then it also adds more for the damage control feud for Bayley to win than to lose to me. So
I have one question. I have one question before we move on. Then, do y'all trust the handling of Bayley after this? Because I don't.
Do you want me to be honest with you? No.
I don't know.
Right now, as a babyface, she seems right now as a babyface like, and this is kind of crazy to think that we're saying this about Bayley, but as a babyface, she sounds like scripted, boring, bland. Like really, I'm not saying she got to go back to Hugger Bayley, but
But here's the thing, though.
I would have preferred that at this point.
You guys, I was about to say, a lot of you guys might hate this, but I think it would go a long way at Mania if Io comes out and then there's this big pause for Bayley, and then suddenly we hear that clap.
Wacky
I think it would go a long way towards. You don't have to bring back the tube guys, but if
I want the inflatable too.
You gotta have those guys.
We need everybody there. If you're gonna get Hugger Bayley, it's gotta be the full. It's gotta be the full.
Gotta go all in.
I think her book.
Talking about some flavor that this feud needs, like Hugger Bayley at this point wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to bring back. Like this feud needs something, some flavor, bro.
I think the booking with Bayley, it all just depends. I mean, if you look at Rhea after WrestleMania when she won the title, her booking wasn't really that good for a minute either. You know what I mean? And it kind of picked up later throughout the run, like towards the middle of the run. So it all really just depends on, I think, number one, who she feuds with, because obviously she can't feud with Damage Control forever, so she has to have some fresh feuds after that. How long she holds the title, and how much they're willing to put into her to build her up as, to be one of the most important baby faces on the roster. It really all depends on how much they care and all the time they want to invest into it. You know what I mean? Because she could easily be one of the top 3 biggest baby faces on SmackDown if they really wanted to put the time and invest into the character of her to put her up in that higher echelon. So it really all just depends. I gotta give it a little bit afterwards, depending if she wins first. I gotta give it some time afterwards, because like I said, Rhea's run as champion in the beginning really didn't feel, at least to me, didn't feel like it meant anything until kind of towards the middle, when it started kind of to pick up a little bit, and she started feeling like more the leader of Judgment Day, and she started feeling more, I guess, like of opposing her will as a dominant threat. To me, that's how I kind of looked at it. But I guess we'll see what happens. Let's talk about another championship match here. We'll move on to the Intercontinental title match. Gunther, Sami Zayn. Some people wanted Chad Gable. Some people wanted the triple threat. They kept it the singles match, which I'm totally fine with. I don't have an issue with this match. I think G said it. Also, because Sami Zayn was getting a lot of backlash, not necessarily Sami itself. I guess a lot of people just felt that Chad Gable had the perfect story. I personally never believed Chad Gable was the one to beat Gunther. I never believed that he was going to be the guy to beat Gunther. I still believe it was going to be Sheamus. I still think it should be Sheamus. If it is Chad Gable, it wouldn't be a bad choice, but he was never somebody that I personally looked at and said, that's the guy right there. I always thought it was Sheamus. Gunther versus Sami Zayn, though, I don't see how people could not look at that and not see that. That could be an incredible match. It could honestly be match of the week. Gunther has great matches. Sami Zayn has great matches. I do think Gunther is going to win, because realistically, I don't think Chad Gable was going to be in the spot anyway, because if the whole allegation stuff never come out, I think it was going to be Gunther and Brock at WrestleMania. So Chad Gable would have still probably been in the Battle Royal for all we know.
Well,
So
I hear you, but I don't think they obviously if Brock's here, I don't think we have the threat of Sammy being there, and I don't think Sammy because the reason why kind of for me at least is because Sammy beat Chad Gable. Like
right,
if
yeah.
Brock
I
is
mean,
here or if all that, like
I don't know
Gunther's not
what
even worse. Go ahead.
I don't know what Sammy does, but I'm talking about Chad Gable just in particular. If Brock Lesnar is healed, Chad Gable's still not in the spot regardless. So he's still probably on the Battle Royal or something. And it didn't surprise me that Sami Zayn won. I said it on the pod before. There's no way they have Sami Zayn not on WrestleMania after main eventing WrestleMania last year. Maybe they added Chad Gable. I said maybe, possibly, but I think it's already a week out and it's just not possible for him. They're already announcing for the Battle Royal anyway. So maybe he still has some play in this match. Maybe he shows up, pops in there afterwards. I don't know. Maybe he does something within the aspect because they still been featuring him on TV, a part of it. So they obviously still are including him a part of the story because he's still been having interactions with Sammy and everything. So I think this is going to be a hell of a match. I think Gunther's going to win. I think this is going to also feel kind of, I guess they're going in the direction with like underdog Sami Zayn again, because that's how I kind of felt when he was in that gauntlet match. It was kind of giving me NXT underdog Sami Zayn vibes of digging down deep, not giving up, trying to find will to prevail. And I think the match with Gunther is going to test to that, where for the people who never saw Sami Zayn like in 2014-ish, 2015, around that time in NXT, when Sami Zayn would be in matches, he would pretty much get beat up through majority of the matches. Sometimes he would prevail, but majority of the time he would always lose, and that ended up giving him more sympathy than anything, which built him up to be a top babyface in NXT for a while. I think you're going to see a lot of that with Sami Zayn in this match. I think he's going to get beat pretty bad. He's going to have his comebacks. He's going to show his will, his grit. But in the end, I think Gunther is just going to be too much to... I think Gunther is going to be too much to overcome. Because honestly, at this stage, I'll be honest, I think Sami Zayn beating Gunther to me would be more shocking than if Cody beats Roman. I really would be surprised if Sami Zayn wins this match. I just don't see any... I don't see any scenario with him winning this match, nor do I think he should win this match. So I think Gunther is taking it.
Yeah. I think Gunther is taking this match. I don't think for me, man, with Sammy, I think, bro, Sammy, this whole thing with Sammy is the fact that even if he does beat Gunther, like the IC title is something that we've been there and we've done that with Sammy. I think at this point in Sammy's career, it's all about a world title. And they were even pushing that before, like way back in like the end of 2023, he was pushing like, yo, I will be a world champion. So I think that's why, in my opinion, I think Sami Zayn might win the Money in the Bank next year. In my opinion, I think that's a good pick to win the Money in the Bank. But at this point, for me, I need Sami Zayn in the world title situations. So I think Gunther takes this. It's going to turn Gunther to like, he's going to go into a whole nother level than he already is in. I still think there's a very real chance that Chad Gable still takes it from Gunther. Like Malik said, I was always stuck on Sheamus beating Gunther, but like they separated Sheamus and Gunther to two different brands. So I was like, wow, this is really not going to happen. So Chad Gable became that guy for me. I think this match might end up being probably I wouldn't say the best match of the show, but it's going to be in that top three. This match is going to be insane. This match is going to be amazing. And I really just want Sammy after this to just get into some world title stuff. I need world title Sammy, in my opinion.
How soon do you want him winning that?
World title, I think if they do, I don't know, because you got Drew and you got CM Punk. It's really difficult. But I think at this point in his career, I don't see the benefit of Sammy going back to an IC title reign, in my opinion.
And I agree with you. I guess my thing why I asked you so soon is because I'm also not going to believe Sami Zayn going after a world title when he couldn't win the mid-card one. You know what
but
I mean? I know Gunther's different. I know Gunther's different.
Yeah.
So that's why he can get away with it. But it's kind of the same thing, because you look at
I ask you this, G baby. How do you feel about Drew McIntyre?
He obviously he was the replacement, because I think it would be him and Sammy if CM Punk didn't get hurt. So I think he did good. But what also helped Drew, he's beaten guys that they're considering main event talent, a
That's
la
true.
Cody Rhodes and
That's true.
Jey Uso. Like, so that
He
kind of
was
helps
already
his
been
case. If
champ.
he would have
He
lost to
beat.
Cody Rhodes,
Yeah,
I wouldn't have been. I don't know if I'd still feel
that's
like
fair. That's
you,
fair.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah, because he beat Jay dang near clean, right? So
yeah.
yeah.
Sammy's booking has been all over the place in the build for this here. I thought that he was on a losing streak, and then because
I was about
Nakamura
to
beat him,
say
and I
that.
was like, bro, Nakamura beats no one. Nakamura beat Sami
Facts.
Zayn. He came right back the next week and beat Nakamura. So I have no idea what they're doing with Sami Zayn. I don't think that his story is that he beats Gunther. I think Gunther should whoop his ass. He should be a total, like, just a complete, maybe even like take him out for a little while after this match. And maybe that's the reason for Chad Gable to get back into it. And in terms of who I would like to see dethrone Gunther, yes, Sheamus is my all-time number one for that role. Or Kaiser. I wouldn't be upset with Kaiser doing it either. So that's me.
I think
I'll be upset if fucking Ludwig Kaiser of all people beats
I
Gunther.
honestly,
I'd be
you might
down.
as well call Ilya up, bro. I ain't trying to see
At that point,
Ilya.
yeah,
I'd
you
love
might
to
as
see
well.
I'm
Kaiser
actually
do
with
it.
that.
I
I'm
ain't
actually
trying
with
to
that.
see.
superstar.
I ain't trying to see Ludwig, man.
You mean to
Kaiser's
tell
a
me?
superstar,
You mean
brother.
to tell me guys like Drew, Sheamus,
Sheamus.
fucking Jey
Drew's in the world
Uso,
championship picture. That's why
with
Sheamus is my number
Ludwig
one.
Kaiser does?
Sheamus my number
Yeah.
one. Kaiser, brother.
let me jump in here
And I love
because
Ludwig.
no joking around. The sad thing is they've done more storytelling between Ludwig and Giovanni over Giovanni being a fuck up than they have Sammy even coming close to beating Gunther. So I don't think Sammy's going to beat Gunther. This is the one match on the card. There's always one. This is the one match on the WrestleMania card. It was a couple years ago. It was Edge and AJ, and then we had Damian Priest. Right there's there's always one match on the card where you look at it and say, you know what? There's going to be some fucking shenanigans in this match, and this is the one for me. I think it's going to be a banger for about 15 minutes, and then I think there's going to be either some ref bump shenanigans or some distraction shenanigans. I think what might happen is that the rest of Imperium comes out and tries to distract the referees, like, hey, get out of here, get out of here. And then while he's busy with them, Chad Gable gets in and gives Sammy the fucking big German suplex. That continues the story. And then maybe Sheamus comes out and gets a pop afterward and faces down Gunther, something like that. So, long story short, regardless of what shenanigans occur, I am picking Gunther. I don't think Sammy wins the title here. And yeah, I think there's going to be some shenanigans in this one for sure.
I don't know if I'm ready for Hill Gable. So I hear you now. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I feel like that would be almost a wasted opportunity if you turned him heel.
I don't know. I'm ready for it. I don't know what it is about it. I guess because I love Perk Angle so much.
I mean, that
and
is
I-
baby
for
Pert.
Pert-
That is
I
baby.
think-
I mean, that is baby Pert. So
You ready for
all
Perk
this
Gable?
time.
Per Gable's crazy.
Perk
I'm
Gable?
ready for Perk Gable.
Hey.
This really should have been his son.
hey, wait, hold up. Pert Gable got a nice little ring
That
to
does
it.
have a good
Gable.
Per
I
Gable's
do,
crazy.
I do like that though. He always should have been Kurt Angle's son. I'm still not over that.
Like Jason Jordan. Are you?
Jason,
Okay.
no, bro. Jason
No,
Jordan,
no,
bro.
no, they should. They should.
there's
It has to-
there's
we
a
didn't
connection.
see his actual dad on
No, no.
NXT.
There's a connection there, bro. There's a connection.
Yeah,
Y'all
him
know,
and
Charmel, bro.
Charmel, bro.
Come on, bro. Y'all don't see the
No
Y'all ain't
words to
see-
be said.
y'all ain't see the long term story.
What you
bro.
mean, no word?
Long-term
But that's
story.
long-term storytelling, bro.
Do you
Long-term
not remember the
story.
segment where he closed the door real slowly?
Yeah, Charmel, bro. Charmel was. You know what I'm saying?
No
Charmel.
Let me find.
You
it.
heard what Kurt Angle said about Charmel, man.
Nah, he was wilding. That was some of the
We
wildest
need to
stuff
stop this.
ever. That was some of the wildest stuff they ever did on TV.
That was crazy.
G, what do you guys have? Run down your picks real quick, and then we'll move on to the
Oh yeah. Gunther. Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, Gunther is going to whip this motherfucker's ass like he's never got his ass whipped before. And listen, I think people need to realize what the overall story is for Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn was just like Chad Gable, desperate as fuck to get on WrestleMania because he just main evented last year. So now him getting his ass whipped by Gunther, it's going to put him to a downward spiral where it's like, fuck, I made it to Mania. I was literally just main eventing, and now I'm out here getting my ass kicked. So he's going to be off TV after he gets that ass kicked. and then he's going to be back on the road to being a world
So
champion.
what you're saying is Sami Zayn needs to be Apollo Creed.
Yes. Kill him.
Apollo Creed.
Whoop his ass, please.
Rocky
I mean,
Balboa, Philly.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what
I mean, I know. Yeah, I see the vision. I see the vision. Mo, what you got, man? Who you got?
Gunther, no diff.
He's going to jail for manslaughter.
Let's we'll run through some of the other ones they have on here that we probably get just brief on a little bit that we don't got to talk too much about. They announced one a couple days ago. The tag team match: Santos Dom versus Dragon Lee Rey Mysterio. I think Santos
Dom should pin Ray.
I think
it should have just been Ray versus Dom too.
Yeah,
That's what it should have been.
It should have been Andrade instead of Dragon Lee. I'm so pissed that it wasn't.
I think I think Dragon Lee fits more though. He fits more the luchador style that they're going with.
Care.
Well, no, Andrade's a heel though, and working with
Andrade's a heel.
He's doing stuff with Judgment Day.
And also, to be fair, aside from Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee is Dom's best rival as well. So it also makes sense.
I hear you, but I thought the way they set it up last week, Santos got the win. This was I had no doubt in my mind after last year, Ray Dom 2, and this is where Dom gets his win. That's what I'm thinking the whole time because I know Dom is gonna retire Rey Mysterio. I know that for a fact. So maybe they're trying to extend it another year. I don't know, but that makes. I was shocked when they announced
it all really first off, it all really just depends on when Rey Mysterio wants to retire. I mean that's all on him. So if he ain't ready to retire yet, the match ain't gonna happen. I mean, everything makes sense for me in this. He got beef with Santos. He got beef with Dom again. He thought he was done with Dom. Okay. I think where Dom and Santos win, I think Carlito's going to turn on Rey Mysterio. I don't think he needs to be in the LWO anymore. He's always been a much better heel in WWE, and I think he needs to just be by himself and do his own solo thing. And the way his reaction was when he kind of picked Dragon Lee kind of made it seem like, oh, you picking him over me type thing. So I think Dragon Lee fits more of the luchador style that they're trying to build him into be, like Rey Mysterio was, the greatest luchador ever. Goes into that story aspect. Like Lewis said, Dom and Dragon Lee had really good matches together as well.
His best rival, not named Ray.
So I think it all goes together, but I think Dom and Santos are getting they need the dub though. I think they're getting the dub with Carlito turning heel.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Dom needed the dub last year, and they gave it to Ray anyway. So
yeah, that was the wrong decision.
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully Dom is still perfectly fine, but
the fact that Ray didn't get DQ'd is still
thank you
crazy to me.
Should have gotten
DQ'd.
It's because everybody in WWE, even the commentators, can't stand Dom because how can you do that to a legend?
That's not how the rules work.
Yeah, the rules are the rules.
Hey, clearly it don't matter.
I want my money back.
For me, like talk about the rules. I'm sorry. Anytime, like realistically, anytime people go through the announce table, it should be a DQ. If we're being technical, when you think about the rules, anytime you go through an announce table, you're getting put through that thing. That's basically using a table. Because if they pull out a table and put you through it, it's a DQ, but not the announce one. So,
bro, you know how many matches Randy Orton would have lost?
Exactly. Exactly. Every time he does
at least that's been established
like,
that you can't, do that. But the belts, like, come on, man.
Hey, man.
I mean,
she slapped him.
He whooped that man. He whooped that man like his son, bro. I mean, what they gonna say, bro? We can't whoop your own son. You know what I'm saying so.
No.
Everybody who's everybody have run through it. I got Dom and Santos.
Dom and Santos.
Yeah, Dom and Santos.
No, they're gonna do the stupid thing, and it's gonna be Ray and Dragon Lee.
Oh, or you think they're gonna pass the torch to Dragon Lee?
It's gonna be Ray and Dragon Lee. I don't agree with it.
Be like this, bro. Oh my god.
I gotta say, I'm not terribly invested in this feud, and it's been going on for far too long.
Yeah, me neither.
Is anybody invested in this feud?
I honestly don't give a shit. I
think everybody would have been more invested if they just did the hair versus mask match that people wanted for.
Would have been fine.
It's gonna have to happen when Ray retires, but it's not happening because he's not retiring. So
I don't know why. How many times he got to get his knee blown out to?
I mean, if you can wrestle better than Jeff Hardy at this age, I mean, you might as well keep going.
Yeah,
I hear.
I think.
As a Jeff Hardy fan, you're spitting.
I think Ray's age. He said at 50. I think he's 49 now, so he got another year. I think he said 50.
Oh, so maybe next year is where we get the Dom Ray too. I don't know. Maybe.
I say Dom pins Ray. That's how you.
Pin Ray.
I'm saying Carlito is turning on LWO, and they're going Santos and Dom are going to win. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So. Let's move into this. This one hasn't been announced yet, but I think it's going to happen. I don't know who made this graphic, but I'm assuming this is going to happen on the show as well. With this,
on the kickoff show.
I think
it might be
That's
the kickoff
crazy.
show, but
Final Testament
crazy.
is going to win this match only because they're going to build up Karrion Kross to be fed to Cody. Because Cody's going to have to smoke somebody in his first defense, and it's probably going to be Karrion Kross. That's the only logical reason where I see Final Testament winning. They need a layup for Cody.
You think Karrion Kross is a main event level threat for Cody? Like,
If he
Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying because you can't. You're not going to throw Randy Orton off rip to Cody.
No.
That's a SummerSlam build. But if you're having Cody at Backlash, then you need a layup for Cody to get through Backlash, which would probably be Karrion Kross.
So I agree.
wouldn't
I
even say
agree with you.
Backlash. I think that's the first SmackDown. The first SmackDown main event.
Open challenge.
open
Here's
challenge.
the,
I'm
here's the
just
thing,
saying,
though.
bro. That's the only logical.
Here's the thing, because I agree with Lewis, but here's the thing. This fucking faction with Lashley and the Street Profits has already been rendered completely obsolete because they should have stayed heels the whole time. They fucking flinched and made them baby faces again. There was no point.
should have ever been heels.
The whole point to the Street Profits joining this faction was that they were stale. And now they're back to being stale again. They're the exact same thing they were before. And now Street Profits and Bobby Lashley and now Pete Fab have spent the better part of a month getting their asses kicked on live television. So now if they lose, then you're doubling down on this fucking faction being completely pointless. They are in a no-win situation here. No-win situation.
I take your point. Honestly, I think
you and me be on the same wavelength, man. I just want to give you.
I think the issue is they turned back babyface because they were getting Bobby Lashley was getting cheered. I think the fans don't want to hate Bobby Lashley, so I think
or the Street Profits.
I think they need to.
Kofi, they can boo Bobby.
I think they need to separate. Honestly, probably separate them as a group. I think the Street Profits need to go themselves as a heel and just keep Bobby as a babyface. Because
I disagree with that only because yes, I hear you that they were getting cheered, but Bobby himself, when he was the heel, got cheered when he won the championship, and he was still doing heel stuff with MVP. So
yeah, because people felt like that was his moment. He deserved that moment.
No, you're right, but I'm saying he was technically a heel his entire run and was still getting cheered. So right now,
so why does it matter now?
Exactly. Like he can get cheered, but you like Roman's peak was getting cheered too when he came out, but when it was time to be a heel, you a heel. That's like Bobby and the Street Profits. Jade said it perfect. The whole point of the Street Profits going was supposed to give them a character change, make them heel. And because remember, Bobby Lashley was even while he was getting cheered, he was even getting on the Street Profits for not taking advantage of his distractions and being menacing enough.
Right.
You know,
I never had
I
a plan.
I think they look at Bobby Lashley the same way with Randy Orton. It's just like even if you do turn him heel, the people they're gonna cheer him no matter what. They're at the stages in their careers where nobody's gonna want to hate these guys anymore because of
which is fine, but I don't think that should be an excuse to stop the momentum you were building.
No, I'm not saying you guys are wrong.
Keep it going. If the people are cheering it, fuck it, just keep it going. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I get what you're saying, but that shouldn't be a reason why you stop.
Yeah, and I think maybe, and this is the last, like literally the last saving grace they have. Maybe because like I think they're gonna lose the Final Testament as well. Maybe this is the shot injection that they need to be like, you know what, we tried it, it didn't work. Let's make them heel, and there's a draft coming up. They can easily go back to Raw and attack whatever. They can be the ones to beat Awesome Truth. I don't care. Like, they can be the ones to, because I don't think Awesome Truth need a long reign. If you make them heel, it's been a big minute since the Street Profits have been champion. That's the only way they can save this group. Because if they don't, my goodness, I never thought I would be here saying
heel Street Profits versus DIY. Bro.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Heel Street Profits versus DIY at SummerSlam.
Love that.
I think
I'm going to pick Lashley and the Profits. Honestly, I think they're winning.
I don't know, man. I think they're gonna give him the win just to feed Karrion to Cody at Backlash. I don't think Karrion is a threat to Cody, but neither was Ricochet for Brock Lesnar. So you're gonna have to get a layup somewhere. That's
I
I
hear
think
you,
I
but
think
I
the
don't even
I think
think
the only reason I see the Street Profits and Lashley winning is because Karrion Cross loses, not only loses everything he's in, but they still do stuff with him after he loses, and it kind of all makes sense when I kind of all add shit up together a little bit too. Like these are the
yeah, but
reasons he's
Triple
doing
H
things too.
love him. Triple H love him some Karrion Cross. And let's be
Love it.
real, I feel like the Street Profits winning and Bobby and them, it does nothing for them. If they win, I
Exactly.
feel like they are at least the
That's what I'm
final
saying. They're in
testament.
a no-win
At least
situation.
At least AOP can elevate if they beat them. You feel me?
People don't
Like
people don't want to admit it as much as people like forget your opinions about Karen Cross. This win would feel a lot more for the final testament. Because say what you want, is Karen Cross a threat to Cody? Yeah, no, he's not. But he would be in a much better position facing Cody at fucking Backlash than he's been the past year and a half.
and Bobby right now is in no position at all. Like
And Bobby's
win or
in
lose,
no position.
win or lose, they stay in the same spot. Like
Exactly.
they have
Final
nothing to
Testament,
gain
they
from this
they
win.
at least have some gears going. Like you said, AOP would be in a much better spot. Like AOP
Yeah,
facing Awesome Truth at Backlash, I might with it.
All right, well, what about the rest of you guys? I'm going Street Profits and Lashley. What do the rest of you guys have?
I'm going the Final Testament. I mean, if they're gonna give it a chance and actually build Karrion Cross, personally, I've never cared for Karrion Cross, but if they're gonna, fuck you too. If they're gonna build him up, you might as well give him this WrestleMania win, right?
Yeah.
I'll go.
Bald's Karrion Cross was better, by the way.
I'll go Final
True.
Testament. I'll say that, bro, they've never had a plan for Bobby and the Prophets. The fact that we're still calling them Bobby and the Prophets, I know the graphics said the Pride, they don't have a name.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Final Testament at least has a name for their
They
faction.
should've
They
just
never
been
named the
Hurt
damn
Business.
faction. They did everything to
Street
neuter.
Business.
They did everything to neuter the faction and make them shitty. Switch them up, you know what I mean? Go ahead, jump them over to Raw and have them turn heel and run roughshod. But for this, fuck it, Karrion and them got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Final Testament might take the win on this one. There's a chance that they lose, but they might take the win on this one.
All right, let's move into this match right here: brother versus brother, Jimmy versus Jey Uso. We got a couple more we got to run through. They've obviously been building this since last SummerSlam. I think we all kind of knew that when Jimmy turned. They've been building this. They kept them on separate brands. They kept them away from each other, and they finally are making it happen. First time ever too, which I like that they stretch it out because they've never had a match together either in WWE. So I like that they push it out to WrestleMania for this moment right here. Jay, one of the biggest baby faces in WWE right now. Jimmy, one of the most unrealistically goofiest heels in the WWE right now. I'm excited for this match. What does everybody think about it? Who do you guys have, and what do you guys think's gonna happen?
I'm split because I don't know if they're gonna do like the one match, right? Just one off and then kill off the feud, or they're gonna do like a trilogy type of thing. If it's a trilogy type of thing, I think we can give the win to Jimmy. You know, pull off the shock win, and maybe build him up to be serious. Or if they're just gonna do one match, I'd say Jay. My official prediction is Jay though. I think they give him that big WrestleMania win.
Okay.
I got Jimmy winning this one, man. Give it to Jimothy. I think that Jimmy is a great promo. I think he showed that the other day against Jay. I hate to say it, he's a better promo than Jay. You know what I mean? He should really be elevated to that upper echelon. I don't like that they're playing him super silly. I understand that that's maybe his backstage character. I got Jimmy winning it, and I hope that's the way it goes. Man. Jimmy's on point.
I'll speak for Jade. Jade has Jay winning. For me, I'm with Mo. I have the same exact mindset as Mo. If they're doing this as just a complete one-off, give the win to Jay. If they're doing a trilogy, give the win to Jimmy. The reason I say you give the win to Jimmy in the trilogy is, to me, when I saw the tail of the tape that they normally put, everything that I've seen has always been Jay has been one-upping Jimmy. Now you can tell the story that Jimmy being the older brother, you can try to one-up me all you want in accomplishments, you will never beat me. I will always be your older brother, and I will always whoop that ass. I think that's the story they should tell if they're doing the trilogy.
For me,
A big problem I
actually-
had has been like they've made Jimmy just simply like a joke. Like for some reason, I don't know why, but they've just made Jimmy just this silly, just And it would work if he was silly and winning matches and looking dominant, right? You've had Jimmy sitting here just being silly backstage guy, funny guy, and playing a backseat role once again to the bloodline, right back in the same position while Jay is over here like going up against main event talent. You know what I'm saying? World title opportunities, war games, all this stuff. So, I do see them doing a trilogy. I don't know if they'll give the win to Jimmy at WrestleMania. I think I'm gonna say they're gonna play it safe. I think they're gonna play it safe and have Jay win, and then like the second match Jimmy's gonna win, and then the third match Jay is gonna win. But I do see a trilogy. I don't know. I've just been hung up on how Jimmy has been looked entirely too silly this whole build.
Well, so when y'all say
it's been too silly.
When y'all say trilogy, do you mean trilogy at Manias or just trilogy after?
No, just matches.
I say WrestleMania, Backlash, SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, I'll even get behind the idea of a trilogy, but this to me needs to be Jay winning for two reasons. One, well, to contest your point, T.O., I hear you, but Solo's been presented as serious, and all he's done is lose as well.
That's well, in my opinion, but Solo doesn't have a match at WrestleMania going.
No, I feel you, but
you know,
the reason why I think Jay needs to win this is because I think the way they've been telling the story, Jimmy has costed Jay every single big match he's had. He cost him the world title, he cost him the IC title, and he's the reason they lost the tag titles that he won with Cody. For me, it's kind of old school, but bluntly stated, the good guy needs to get back. That's really what it comes down to. Now, if you want to have Jimmy win the feud, fine, but there better be a plan for him after, because I don't think there is. Because I also don't think it's going to be a trilogy. I'm cool with one, but I don't think it is, because I think this loss is going to help fuel. It's kind of what I thought was going to happen last year. I thought Usos and Roman were all going to lose, and that was going to be like Roman kind of gaslighting, like, oh, you lost, whatever the case. You were the catalyst for everything falling apart, and then he beats down Jimmy. I think his loss to Jay is going to cause Roman to kind of go off on him, and, that's really when they're going to kick him out the bloodline again, and then maybe Jimmy and Jay can re-find each other or whatever. But I think this is going to be a one-off, and I think Jay needs to win it, because I think this is going to be the reason, storyline-wise, Jimmy gets kicked out the bloodline.
So, even though I am Team Jimmy, I think Jay is going to win this match. I think for the reasons that G honestly just said, I think it's going to be the strike to kick him out the bloodline officially. At least to me, it should be, because he kind of came back for no reason at this point. Like, he maybe came back to kind of needed the protection, didn't want to be by himself like Jay was, but they never kind of really acknowledged that fact. So, and the fact Jay is just one of the biggest baby faces they have right now, I think he gets the win and probably goes on to do something else, because the Usos aren't going to stay apart forever. Eventually, they're going to get back together. They've already kind of teased that a little bit too. Like, Jay say coming back to me, and Jimmy saying he never left and shit like that. So it's kind of like the love is still there within the brothers. It's just they having sort of different visions and different disagreements right now, where they kind of got to fight each other to kind of hash that shit out. You know what I mean? And move past it. So that's how I kind of look at it. So I got Jay for the dub here. We'll run through this one real quick too. The 6-woman tag match, which they announced last SmackDown.
Raise your hand for Jade Cargill, bro.
I mean, bluntly stated, all the black women are women. Damage Control doesn't win. They lost last year to old Trish, old Lita, and Becky. The same thing's gonna happen. And then it's like, I'm not trying to be funny here, but like, real talk, I don't think they're gonna have all the black women lose. Like, I just don't think. And Jade,
you're not gonna have Jade losing her debut.
Yeah, facts. So
yeah, Jade's.
You think this is a build for Naomi and Bianca to take them tag titles off of fucking?
I think actually, I don't actually. I think Bianca and Naomi, even though they kind of came together, I'm expecting that to be a feud eventually.
It would cook. It would cook.
Yeah, I'm expecting that to be a feud.
They could take the tag titles, but I mean, Jade, Bianca, and Naomi are winning. And Jade's gonna dominate and get the victory for the team and look strong and everything because she's gonna have a crazy push. So, we all got that one. Let's go to this one right here. We got AJ Styles, LA Knight.
This match needs a stipulation, in my opinion, because this kind of resembles Randy Orton and Triple H to me. You can't have this motherfucker go inside your house and whoop your ass, and they can't. Like, there got to be a stipulation. And you added on to the fact that AJ Styles openly said that he's not pressing charges on LA Knight, so he wants to smoke with him too. You need to have a stipulation for this match. But it should be LA Knight.
I agree with you, but I dead don't know who's winning this match.
It should be LA Knight. AJ Styles doesn't have anything else left to do.
I hear you. I still don't know if he's winning. I'm not gonna lie, because hey, you know what? It's kind of the same logic you said.
Are they extending this feud? You think they're extending it?
No, I think.
Please, fuck no, please.
Yeah, no, but I think what you
doing
said. I think what you said about what's it called? You feel like Final Testament's gonna win, so they're gonna feed him to Cody. They don't want to feed LA Knight to Cody. AJ Styles a great opponent to have.
Wow.
Give him
At
a win
Backlash?
before. Give him a win before. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
would
I
work
don't
for
know. I don't know who's winning
would
this
cook.
match.
But you
I think,
also gotta think if you're building up LA Knight to eventually take the belt off of.
I know.
Are
That's why I
you?
don't know. I don't
Are you
know.
though? LA
Now
Knight has
I'm
not
torn.
won
I
like
would-
a major like match. I can't remember the last time he won like a really big match. LA Knight.
SummerSlam, maybe.
Oh, he beat Solo.
I mean,
That's not a big match. Everyone beats Solo
Bruh.
unless your
I
name's
think,
John
I think we
Cena.
could. I think we could agree it was.
Hey, that's something John Cena couldn't do.
Yeah,
That's what
Solo.
I'm saying. Unless your name's John Cena, you can't beat
Solo, I would say was his last big win because Solo hasn't been pinned by that many people on the roster. He's only been pinned by a handful of people. So
I think LA Knight needs this win. He needs to win this match. He's been like back burner for the past however long. I got LA Knight winning this match straight up.
I think LA Knight gets the win as well. I think the match will be fine itself. I think it's a good spot for LA Knight to be in, especially being there with somebody like AJ Styles, who has so much experience, and it being his first WrestleMania. I think it gives him his big win and continues to kind of build him even further to winning a championship later down, later this year. I think last year they were kind of experimenting a little bit, maybe too much with him. Kind of, they didn't really know if they wanted to go with this guy yet or not. You really see what he was about, but they've continued to do great things with him. So I think LA Knight gets his big win, and then they continue to build him down the road for that championship.
Oh, a Philly. It's in Philly. Call it a
Totally
Philly
agree.
street fight and keep it pushing.
They
That's
got to
what they
wear
should've done with the
shiesties if it's a
Usos.
Philly street fight, man.
That's what they should have done with the Usos.
Yeah.
Brotherly love.
What's everybody else's? Tia, what's your prediction for Jimmy and Jay since you dipped out and then came back?
I think Jay takes his dub. I think Jay takes the win in this one.
What about? I'm sure you got Jay Cargill winning as well.
Yes, Jay Cargill, Team Cargill. That's all you got to say, Team Cargill.
And this one right here. What about this one? AJ Styles, LA Knight. What you got?
I think LA Knight takes the dub on this one. I think I don't know. Maybe this was always the plan for LA Knight, but I think this is the fact that LA Knight is getting a singles match. He went from being left off the show last year to getting his own singles match is amazing, and the fact that AJ Styles at this point of his career is still getting a singles match at WrestleMania is once again amazing. I think these guys are gonna have a great match, but to keep building momentum, keep that momentum on them, LA Knight takes the dub, and yeah, that's pretty much all should happen.
All right, we got one more match before we get into the main event. We got the tag team ladder match for the tag titles. I like how they structured this match. I like all the teams in it. It sucks because there are other teams that I think we kind of wanted to be in it that aren't a part of, like the Profits, the Creeds, and everything. But I think all those people will be fine. The New Day, obviously one of the best teams ever. The Judgment Day or the Tag Champs, DIY is getting popular. And you have Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, which I think will be great as well. I don't know if you guys remember, like 2 years ago, Grayson Waller was in the North American title ladder match, and he did a crazy spot when he jumped up the ladder and shit like that. And I was there, so I mean, he's obviously, I think he's willing to take risk. Awesome Truth is getting popular, and then you have Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate as well. So I like the structure of this match and how everything is booked. I like all the teams they put into it, and I like that they just put a ladder match in general. Like I think it's pretty cool that they're giving the tag team shine. I think Triple H takes tag team wrestling way more seriously than Vince did. which is being shown because the tag team matches on all the PLEs have gotten great time, great chemistry, great matches, even on the main shows. I'm interested to see what people think of. There are some people think that there are going to be two teams grabbing two different belts to split up the tag titles. So everybody kind of has their own theory about this. G, before you head out, you want to throw out your
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I get giving R-Truth his moment. I'm not really sold that it's gonna happen for whatever reason, but I get it. And before I head out, I'm just gonna say, don't be mad, don't be sad, and don't be surprised when Judgment Day retains. That's all I'm gonna say. Do not be surprised when they retain.
What's your prediction for Cody Roman too before you head out?
Oh, Cody Roman, I've said I'm gonna apologize to Tony Khan if Roman retains, man. It's gotta be Cody. The whole point of Mania 40 is finish your story. That's the tagline for WWE 2K24. He's supposed to be this Rocky Balboa type character. Rocky Balboa slayed not Mad Dragon, my goodness. Ivan Drago when it was time. He beat Apollo Creed when it was time. He beat Mr. T Club Lang when it was time. It's time for Cody. He's got to win this. He's got to win this. But y'all be easy, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, so the tag match. What's everybody's thoughts? Blacks, what do you got, man? What do you think is going to win the tag match?
I think there are going to be two separate tag teams that grab championships. I think the Judgment Day is going to be one of them, and I think the Awesome Truth is going to be one, and R-Truth is going to be further confused about where he stands with the Judgment Day.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad prediction, honestly. It's not a bad idea. And it actually makes sense for the story too. It'd be kind of funny, you know what I mean? Like he may.
Although I want a full on Regeneration X entrance because they keep teasing Regeneration X. I want a Regeneration X video. I want a full entrance for Regeneration X at some point.
But the question is, does R-Truth climb the ladder? He's afraid of heights too. So does he climb the ladder?
Well, he almost climbed it in the Royal Rumble that one time. So he did.
He
went straight up.
Yeah, he went all the way up.
Lewis, who do you have winning?
Awesome Truth.
You don't think they're going to split the tag title? You think it's going to be Awesome Truth?
Awesome Truth.
Mo, who do you got?
I'm going to take the easy way and say Awesome Truth, but I do see the visual of Truth being an idiot and just pulling down the Raw titles. And maybe British Strong Style wins the other one. But I'm going to say Awesome Truth as a solidified answer.
Okay. I think we all might have different answers here. Tio, who do you got?
I got Awesome Truth. I think they grabbed on all the sets of titles because I think in the draft we will get a new design of the tag team titles. It's going to be a whole separate new design of tag team titles,
which has been much needed. I could see them grabbing two different titles, but I think with the draft coming up, I do think they are going to because I've been hearing rumors for a while that they're getting new title designs, new names, and everything. So I think they're probably going to go in that direction. I don't think Awesome Truth is winning though. I think DIY is winning. I think DIY is winning the tag team titles at WrestleMania. I don't think Awesome Truth is going to win. I think they've been kind of put together just because Truth kind of needed somebody else to be by his side, and the Miz made the most sense for them to kind of be a team. But long term wise, I think Triple H. I mean, if you watch NXT, you already know how I feel about DIY and shit, man. I think they're gonna be one of the best teams that he's gonna have in a while. And they're starting to get really good reactions as baby faces, so I think DIY is winning the tag titles at WrestleMania. Now we can talk the most about what everybody's been waiting for. We got the main event, Roman and Cody 2. This honestly is kind of making me start to feel like last year. Like last year was very unpredictable as far as like what could happen, what direction they could go in. But it's a little bit different for me this year. Last year, I didn't think there was a wrong person to win. I think Roman and Cody, whoever won, was totally fine with me. I didn't think there was a wrong winner. They've obviously built Cody up a whole year. He's won another Royal Rumble to get to the moment, and then it looked like it possibly was going to be taken away from him at one point too. So a lot of things have changed within the last year. Roman has had this run where it's like every time he's in this big matches, you think he's going to lose, and then he ends up winning every time. And it's just like, damn, like how much further can they go? And then they go even further. And he may have more shocking wins than anybody when it comes to the big title matches, because you have Drew Clash at the Castle, Cody last year. You had Edge at 1.2 at WrestleMania. People thought that was going to happen. So he's had all these moments when you thought it was going to be over, then it wasn't over. So everybody's always asking, okay, when's it finally going to be over? And I think this is the one match at WrestleMania where you're definitely going to upset a fan base because there are people who want Roman to win. There are people who want Cody to win. Everybody's kind of have their own opinions of like how it is in the middle. For me, I'm not going to be, because Roman and Cody are my two guys. I'm not going to be pressed if Roman wins. I'm not going to be upset, but I don't think this is his match to win. I think this is Cody's match to win. I think it's time to give Cody the moment to solidify him as the guy to be the champion and everything. I think Roman can do great things without the championship, and we've never seen him with the character without the title either. So it could bring different new aspects. It could bring new interest to his character that we haven't seen yet, that hasn't had the title strapped around him. Now the question is, does it still make him the tribal chief? We don't know because they've been saying in past promos that without the title, there is no Roman, so they could also add that into the aspect of the story if they wanted to play that into it. So there's many different directions they'll go into. I just feel like this is Cody's match to win as far as being built up as that baby face that they've really been looking for since John Cena, honestly, to be like that top baby face in the company. I think Cody has the perfect story. I think he embodies everything the WWE is looking for, to be the next guy, to be in that spot that WWE has been looking for. I don't think it has to be Roman anymore. Even if he's going to be around, he could still be the important factor to the company, but I don't think he necessarily has to be the champion anymore, because I just don't necessarily see how they can push the agenda of his story out even further with him as champion that they already have done. And I don't know how many people he can continue to feud with that he hasn't already feuded with as champion. And not to mention, I think out of everybody at WrestleMania, I just think Cody losing just not does anything good for Cody Rhodes, in my opinion. I feel like that's really the end for it. I don't know if they can stretch it out even further, because I don't think anybody really thinks Roman's going to lose unless it's at WrestleMania at this point with the championship run that they've had. So if it's not going to be at WrestleMania, we got to wait another year. And I don't know if they can push Cody's story out another year, because there are some people who didn't think they was going to be able to push it out, to where they are at now, and it worked out. But for them to push it out another year, that's a huge gamble. That's a bigger gamble than last year. You know what I mean? Because Cody losing last year, okay, maybe they didn't have the long-term build-up they wanted. Let's see what happens. And Cody got more popular. He got more over. He won another Royal Rumble, and the fans are still behind him. So they still want him. Okay, it worked out in your favor. But if you're going to retell all that another year, like, does Cody have to win another Royal Rumble, 3 in a row? Does he have to try to fight all these obstacles to get back to Roman again? It's just like, I feel like it's doing a lot. And at some point, this man, Roman, has to lose at some point, man. He can't be champ forever. At some point, it has to end. He's had a great run as champion. To me, he's had the best run as champion that I've seen in my lifetime. I wasn't around for 80s and 90s and stuff like that. But for me, as far as WWE-wise, he's had the best run that I've seen in the WWE as a champion. But I think he's done everything there is to do as a champion at the point that he's had. Like, he's reached all the peaks. He's beaten everybody. He's provided great stories. He's had great character work. Like, he's done pretty much all the aspects I think he could do as a champion. And I think everybody always has that right person to come along at one point to be the person to beat them, to help make them a star. And I think this makes Cody such a big star. And if he doesn't win, I just don't see what direction they could possibly go in to keep Cody's momentum, because he's been telling the story for the last 2 years that he wants to be the guy. He needs to be the guy. And we all know for him to beat the guy and defend the story, he has to beat Roman, because Roman's been the guy. It's not Seth. It's not anybody else. It's Roman Reigns, whether anybody likes him or not. It's been him. And if Cody's going to be that guy, that's the one guy he has to beat and go through. And if he can't beat Roman, he can't beat that guy. I feel like you're basically just telling this story with Cody where he's chasing this ultimate goal and trying to grab that brass ring, but he just can't. He can't achieve that. He's a failure at the end of the day. He can't achieve that ultimate goal. You know what I mean? And that's not how you really make a strong babyface. If you're going to make a strong babyface that you can rely on, that you want to be in that top spot, all strong babyfaces always, what they do, always achieve ultimate goals, and they always overcome the adversity to prove that they can beat the top talent. That's why John Cena was the top spot that he was in all them times, because he beat everybody in the top spot. He always found a way to overcome the adversity and beat everybody. He may have lost time to time, but when they come to the big matches, you can count maybe on 2 hands of how many big matches he lost when he was Super Cena. I'm talking about at his peak. You know what I mean? So I think this is Cody's match to win. I think Cody should win, and I think he's going to win. Last year I was kind of iffy of what's going to happen, but just thinking about it all around, I just don't see any scenario that makes it look good for Cody to lose to push out his story so Roman can get another achievement to break Hogan's record and all this stuff. Like, I just don't see how it benefits Cody in the end for him to lose after going through all this, winning another Royal Rumble, getting back to the main event, and then possibly losing night one to the Bloodline, having the Bloodline involved in the match. Like, there's just so much shit that he has to overcome and all the boundaries he has to push. I feel like it's time to crown Cody as the guy. They've been telling the story long enough. Now you just push him as champion because I think it's the right thing to do. So I think it's Cody's match to win, and I think he should be the winner.
Yeah, and on top of everything that you just said there, man, I have to say that as someone who is not a Cody Rhodes fan at all, Cody Rhodes has done an excellent job of just bringing back the cool babyface energy. It's something that was missing. Top babyface energy from WWE has been missing for some time. Cody brought that back, and he did a great job at it. And it was really evident in Survivor Series when the 5 babyfaces didn't look, it didn't look hokey at all. It looked like these guys should actually be the top guys. As much as I desperately, Tio, desperately want Roman Reigns to walk away the Universal Champion, I have to pick Cody Rhodes to win this match. There's no way, as you said, there's no way that Cody could continue without. I can't believe in Cody if he doesn't win this match. He loses all credibility if he doesn't win. He's got to win this match, and but if he doesn't, I'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be.
Cool with it.
I'm not gonna be pressed. Like, I'm gonna make it clear. I ain't gonna. Roman's my guy too, so I ain't gonna. Turn.
Roman's my guy.
I ain't gonna turn on Roman.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Because he beat Cody. It's just, as a realistic fan, I can look at this and say that this is not his match to win. This is Cody's match to win. It's his time to get that achievement. You know what I'm saying? It's time for Roman to give him the torch. Okay, and like I said, we've never seen Roman play the gimmick without the title, so it could add. It just adds different. It adds something, I guess, new and fresh.
It's intriguing.
To WWE. Yeah, it adds a new element, I guess you could say. So, Lewis, who do you have one here? You've been saying Roman. I don't know if you're being too serious.
I've actually been serious every time I say Roman. I still think Roman's gonna win. You know my reasoning why. I'm not gonna choose. I'm not gonna believe Roman's losing until it actually happens. Like, I'm with that at this.
But you do think Cody should win, right?
I think the Anoa'i family should go far away as fucking possible and leave us alone and get out of the screen, and Jimmy and Jay are cool, but Roman can take his bald bitch cousin and go somewhere. But no, I think Roman.
Realistically, let me ask you: if Cody loses, what does it do for Cody if he loses?
Absolutely, goddamn AEW new contract.
He just signed.
He's
stuck.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm not saying Roman's gonna win just because I'm not one of these people where I fake hate Cody. I think Cody should be the champion, but based on Roman's booking, there's just still no reason for me to go against Roman. Like, he hasn't lost in a one-on-one setting. Like, it's just kind of hard for me to go against that. I said last year Roman would win, and people looked at me crazy, and I'm doing it again this year. Like, there hasn't been anything moving me, especially with this build, pertaining to Cody and Roman, that Roman's gonna lose. Like,
so you don't see Rock turning on Roman, or anything? You just feel like Roman's just too strong of a champion?
I wouldn't say that won't happen, but I'm also saying I wouldn't put it past WWE to keep Roman's thing going. I said in the chat, I can see. If Roman wins, Cody's done. Like, you can get him out of the picture. He's fucking done. But I said in the group chat, I do see a scenario. I don't think it'll be good, but I do see the layout where they could stretch out Roman until next year's Mania for him to face off against Mania for the title. I don't think it'll be good. I don't think it'd be a good year, but I do see the map out though. So I have Roman winning, but I don't. Yeah.
So would you be shocked if Roman lost, or are you just finally gonna be like, it's over?
I would honestly. I won't be necessarily happy until I see Cody's run, because ending Roman's reign would be one thing.
Yeah.
But being a good champion is another.
Yep, he's got a tough act to follow, whoever it is.
Exactly.
I think that's a lot of people's concerns too. Is like, how can somebody possibly fulfill the shoes that Roman has had as champion. And necessarily to me, I look at it like I don't think anybody can necessarily fulfill the shoes, but like somebody had said this in my comments a minute ago, and somebody was like, "Well, it doesn't make sense for Roman to lose because Cody's just going to continue to feud with people that Roman's already beat." But I'm like, well, who else is he supposed to feud with? Who is he supposed to just make up people? He supposed to just invent people on WWE 2K or something, and then like try to create them in real life to make Cody like every champion you can think of has always feuded with the same people. How many times you see John Cena fight Randy Orton for the championship over and over again? There was a time and period where they flip-flopped the title back and forth in 1 year. You know what I mean? Like, of course, Cody's going to have to face the people Roman's already beat, but it's a different story. It's not the same story that these people were facing when they faced Roman. Cody is not Roman. They're two different characters, two different type of people. And to be a credible champion, like Lewis has said, like we all said, Cody has to beat credible people to make him feel like a credible champion. You can't have Cody go out there and beat Akira Tozawa and expect us to believe Cody is the top champion. That doesn't work.
That's what I feel like with that. All right, so the reason I'm gonna sound like a broken record bringing up Karrion Kross, that's where I feel like people want Cody's reign to be, or just anybody, because they're gonna start off small with feeding him Karrion Kross, but it's like you said, like in order to be a good champion, in order to be a great champion, in order to have a credible run, you need to beat big names. So eventually, he's gonna end up smoking some guys on the roster. So, but my thing with Cody beating Roman, like I won't be fully all the way happy that Roman lost. I would probably be nervous because in the day in the age we're in, say what you want, Cody has extended this babyface run for a hot minute now, but at the end of the day, we all know as wrestling fans, all of that comes to an end.
Yep.
And unfortunately, when it gets to that middle pack, and I've always said it, you have somebody like Cody, I'll bring up Kofi Kingston for an example. Everybody was loving Kofi until they threw him in there with Randy Orton. You do the same fucking shit, and especially with Randy Orton coming back from back surgery, and everybody loving Randy, you're gonna fuck up Cody if you put him in there with Randy, especially off rip.
Do you have him go Coatlander?
I would love for them to go. I think Cody would do amazing, but I think Cody is a little bit too hot for him to be Homelander right away.
Yeah, it's
like 3 to 4 months. But I do see a scenario where they do turn on him as champion because he's going to be soloing everybody. He's going to win multi-man matches and people are going to be mad.
And you know what's so funny that Lewis said that is that Cody's been doing that for the last 2 years too. He's been soloing everybody on the roster, but he hasn't been the champion. So
that's the problem. Once he becomes champion and he's whipping everybody's ass, they're going to get on him. We see what happened with Seth.
Yeah, it doesn't have that same effect, you know, because Cody Rhodes has lost to 3 people since being back, been pinned. He got pinned by Roman Reigns, submitted by Brock where he passed out, and he got pinned by Drew McIntyre. Yep. Anybody else hasn't beat him. So Cody Rhodes has beaten everybody else on the roster. He's soloed everybody else you could think of, but he hasn't been the champion. So that effect of the fans turning on him hasn't been there because he's not super Cody, as they would call him. You know what I mean? He hasn't had that type of effect. But when he wins the title, they're going to have to push him as a credible champion, which means he's going to have to beat top talent like a Randy Orton, like a Seth Rollins. So just throwing out people in the top spot. He's going to have to beat those people to make his title reign feel credible. And they're going to probably turn on him too because now he's the champion, but he's the champion also beating people. And now they're going to feel like, oh, now he's winning all these matches and everything. But I'm going to bring up the fact he's been doing it the last 2 years. Nothing has changed. He's just now the champion. So
yeah, now he has the belt.
I mean, it's cool. Like with people. What people want Cody to do, like obviously he can still have those like matches and give the spotlights to people like a Ricochet or whatever, or like on the random episode of Raw. He could do that, but I truly do feel like once they put him against a name like a Randy Orton, he's going to get turned on, and that's what worries me. It's like people are going to be happy that Roman's not the champion anymore in the moment, but the moment people start turning on Cody, they're immediately going to go back and say shit was so much better when Roman was champion.
Do you guys, before Mo and Tio give their prediction, let me ask you, do you guys feel like with this run that Roman has had, do you feel like there are people who are just too comfortable with this man being champion?
That's exactly what I think.
The problem is those people are sponsors and folks that are advertising with the company. Those are the ones that are most comfortable.
I'm talking about just the fans in general, like just the fans overall, because there are fans legitimately feel like, number one, he can't lose, and number two, they feel like that there's all these records that he needs to break, and then when he breaks that one record, there's another record that he's gonna chase and go after. But do you guys feel like, because he's been the champ so long, do you guys feel like there are people who are just too comfortable? Not even just the Roman fans. I'm talking about just people in general they're too comfortable with him just being the champion in general.
That's exactly what I see. Because even like with other creators, when I go on like their live streams on TikTok, for example, they're always like, "What's next? Nobody's gonna touch Roman." It's like, okay, we know that, because nobody's gonna have that storyline that's like the whole company's built around this. Like the bloodline storyline, like the whole company's been built around that for the last 4 years. We're not gonna get that. We're not gonna get that kind of storytelling with Cody Rhodes. I don't see it, at least, and that's what they're worried about.
I also feel like too, people have to understand, like, eventually everything has to come to an end, like, per se, right? Like, how many people were touching Hogan after his 1400-day run? How many people were touching Bob Backlund, you know what I'm saying, in terms of a title run? How many people were touching fucking Macho Man when he dropped the IC title, when he held it for all that time? Like, obviously, the guy who's gonna beat the guy isn't gonna be the same fucking person. But I don't know. When it comes to Roman, I think people are just so used to the fact that he's been champion for so long that they're worried about change. It's like, I don't know. It's like Tom Brady with the Patriots. It's like eventually it has to come to an end, and eventually you're gonna have to start over from scratch and rebuild. I think people don't want to go through that phase of
nothing. The one thing that people have to learn in life, that nothing lasts forever. Not even life in general. We're all gonna die at some point. Life goes on, the circle of life. Nothing lasts forever in this world. Literally nothing. So at some point, Roman has to lose. Like, he just has to at some point. And if it's not going to be to Cody this year, when is the time? That's the question. And who's the next guy? Who can they possibly build up after that? Because he's already beaten some of the other guys that we thought could be those guys. And those guys have been beaten and have gone on to do other things and haven't been a part of the story or haven't felt as important since. Mo, we'll give you predictions until you go.
All right, cool. So I got a lot to say on this. So as a lifelong Roman Reigns fan, in terms of, when I say lifelong, I mean since 2013. I've been a fan of this guy through all the bullshit, through the Royal Rumble in 2015, through all the terrible main events. I do not understand why you would fumble Cody like this to have him lose at WrestleMania. If your plan was to have Roman retain and have him break Hogan's record, that's not a record, right? Not mocking you, Malik, mocking the idiots. Why would you pivot to Cody, who's inevitably going to beat Roman anyway? We all know that's how Roman's reign ends. He's not going to lose to Rock. Rock's not going to be champion, because let's say Roman retains this year. He goes home 3 months at a time, and then we have the Rock match. He wins. Who's next? We're not going to have Cody win a third Rumble. I sure as hell don't want to see that.
Jesus Christ, the third Rumble.
I sure as hell don't want to see that. To face Roman again. Like, why would you do that? And on top of it's just like, why would you have him lose? I think Cody's winning. I think he should win. Don't overcomplicate it. Because even as like I said, I'm a Roman Reigns fan. I want his title reign to go out with a bang, not a whimper. I don't want it to be like, fans finally being like, I'm tired of this. I want him to go out on top, basically.
Tio, what about you, man? Let you throw your 2 cents in here.
It's gonna sit over.
Throughout this past year, I think we have seen why this Roman Reigns title reign. I think we've seen why the days on the title reign is numbered. This year has been a rough year for Roman Reigns' title reign. Like 2023 as a whole, him not being there the most. Like I think when people really seen it was the LA Knight match. They seen a glimpse of what we're gonna see for the next what? How long would he have to have it to get Bruno's
September or
record?
something like that.
Bruno's
I'm
record would
talking
be
Bruno.
Bruno would be
God,
that
4
would be
years.
2028. So 2028.
So like I'm saying, if Roman beats Cody, we might as well just do Bruno. We might as well just do Bruno.
You might as well.
At that point.
And then have him retire with the belt.
Do people really want to see that for the next 4 years again? I don't think so. When it comes to Cody Rhodes, man, Cody Rhodes, when he gets this title, this is why I don't have any fear in my heart at all that people are going to turn on Cody. First of all, you're not going to convince me the guy that overpowered a mega match like Rock and Roman is going to get turned on by, I'll respect Lewis, by Randy Orton. I don't think that's the guy that's going to do it for Cody. Like, oh, we're turning on Cody for Randy Orton, but not. He survived the
I think you
I don't know.
underestimated Randy Orton, bro.
I don't know about that one, brother.
I think
Randy
the way
Orton got
Look,
that
Randy
spike.
Keith.
I think the way you're looking at it
Lewis,
though
I'll
is
say this
that
right here, Lewis, like you said with Roman losing, I'm gonna have to see it to believe it that people are gonna turn on Cody for anything, let alone a Randy Orton. I'm gonna have to see it to believe it. That's gonna be a shock day in my life.
If he start whooping people ass and then they put him up against Randy Orton, it's gonna
And I
happen.
think okay, and that's another point.
I think you're looking at it a little differently though, because a lot of people still love The Rock. It's just the fashion that when he came in, it made it seem like he was about to take Cody's spot, and that was like that's not the position we need to go
Great
in.
point. Great
Randy
point.
Orton.
What about
been out-
I
Go
asked y'all this. What about Sami Zayn? WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
You said, well, Sami Zayn hasn't been put in this spot either. That's also the thing.
Sami Zayn was Sami Zayn. They literally tried to make Sami Zayn the second coming of Daniel Bryan, and Cody Rhodes was still the guy.
And Cody came out.
They
He cut his
tried,
promo.
but the thing is, Sammy isn't Cody, and also Sammy
Of course.
hasn't been on the run Cody has been on.
But
Eventually,
I'm
people are
talking
going to
in
get
terms
tired
last
of
year,
Cody
that's it.
winning.
I'm talking in terms of last year. Sami Zayn was being looked over. Sami Zayn, they
He
treated
was.
Sami Zayn like a joke, and then we finally get to the point where, oh my God, this guy can beat Roman. Like he's so hot, but we got this Superman, Cody Rhodes guy, smiley babyface. In my opinion, I thought that was when Cody was over. And when I seen that Cody Rhodes still was getting cheered through that, in my opinion, I don't think there's anything that could have fans turn on Cody Rhodes.
I think the difference though is with
Terrible story.
I think everybody knew Sami Zayn's position though. I think we all knew it was going to be Sami and Kevin versus the Usos, and that was never his spot to be in.
But I would argue that would amplify the anger of the fans, because when people seen that Daniel Bryan wasn't in the Royal Rumble, bro, Rey Mysterio got booed for being at number 30. So I see what y'all saying, but I've seen way too many instances where this man has proved that he's the one.
So let me rebuttal that. So they rebounded with Sammy by putting him in the main event of night one with the tag title. So at least at the end of the day, they had something for Sammy to the point where it didn't affect it. Ray, we ain't got to talk about Ray, man. Nobody was getting cheered that night.
It was
but
like
at least they were put in a position where they could still do something for Sammy. Which
that was also at the time that those 2 years in a row, the fans really only wanted Daniel Bryan. Like Daniel Bryan was the only option in the fans' eyes that they really wanted. That's why they booed the 2014 Rumble. They even turned on Roman in 2015. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody hated Roman up until that point, until he won the Rumble, and they found out he was going to be the next quote unquote guy. Cody Rhodes has done a lot of great things to overcome a lot of adversity to continue the fans to get behind him, but he hasn't been the champion. That's the different thing. Once he becomes the champion and he starts to win, the feel and the aspect is just going to feel a lot different just because he has the title attached to his name. Well, that's how the fans are going to look at it.
And I see that, but I ask you this: have we ever seen a guy who, let's be honest, the whole company is going to be built around Cody Rhodes? Have we ever? And we have Triple H, who is a master at storylines. Have we ever seen a guy in this situation where he is so over and he's going to have a combination of good storylines to come off of and good opponents? We haven't seen that. Like Lewis had brought up Kofi Kingston. After Kofi Kingston beat Daniel Bryan, he had generic feud after generic feud after generic feud after generic feud. Generic feud after generic feud. You know what I'm saying?
I'll give you the perfect guy. I'll give you the perfect comparison for Cody. But I do think Cody's reign will be a lot longer.
Okay.
This reminds me of Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano had the entire NXT brand on the palm of his hands. What happened with Johnny Gargano? They put him up against another guy that fans really wanted to see with the run, Adam Cole. I feel like with Cody, eventually they're gonna put him with somebody, and this is where I feel like Randy, because people are still slobbing over Randy having another run. You put him up against Randy, I promise you, we probably won't see the full fans turning, but it will start friction of fans. It will start friction.
And if you think about it too, before we sign off in a minute, Randy Orton is like one of those very few legends who's won a lot of championships, but I've never really heard too many people say Randy Orton buried this guy or Randy Orton's being overpushed in that position. He's one of those very few guys that doesn't get that type of steam attached to his name like a John Cena, a Triple H, a Hulk Hogan, and all these other guys you could think of. Even The Rock not right now. People are feeling like he's taking too much. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of those very few legends that I never really heard that term with him, and he's won 14 titles. You know what I mean? I ain't really heard that term with Randy being attached to his name where he was burying somebody, he won a match he shouldn't have won, or he was being overpushed, or yada, 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 all the above that they can think of. You know what I mean? Randy Orton coming off the back surgery that he has, there's still people who feel like he deserves certain moments. And I feel like if they match him up against Randy, like Cody, like Lewis said, the fans are gonna have to choose. When they had Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano, the fans are gonna have to choose between who they wanted, and they chose Adam Cole. They booed Johnny Gargano at one point, and he was the most over babyface they had in NXT for some years. But when they matched him up against another guy they really liked, and they really feel like they had to pick and choose, okay, they made their decision. Now I'm not saying Randy Orton is gonna be that guy, but eventually, I do think Cody's gonna go up against somebody where they're going to have to pick who they pick. And I'm not saying they won't pick Cody, but when he has that title attached to his name, I wouldn't be shocked if the fans say, we're tired of Cody now.
You talk about records, you put him up against Randy Orton, people want him to break Flair's
which
record.
is I see what y'all saying. I see what y'all saying. But this is the same guy who also went into his second Royal Rumble win, taking out CM Punk, the guy that everybody swore was gonna win the Royal Rumble, and still was met with tears. Actually, wait a minute. CM Punk was getting booed during that Royal Rumble, that last final two.
He was.
Yeah.
So it's like
there are a lot of Punk detractors
too.
There are a lot of people that don't want him to.
That this guy is doing. I think he's that 1 in 1 million that he might be cooked. Nah, I don't think. I think this guy is something different.
So you don't think if they put him in a feud with Randy Orton, and mind you, people would want Randy to be a heel during that feud. Mind you, just think about the era we're in right now. People would want Randy to be in the feud. So you mean to tell me if Randy don't savagely whoop this man's ass time and time again on TV that they wouldn't want Randy to be over Cody?
No, because we're seeing the same. We're literally seeing the same thing with The Rock. The Rock is.
I'll even do you one better.
Time, though. That's why
I'll even do you one better though. What if He's not here all the time either. But what if he had to go up against John Cena? Because there are people who want him to beat that record too.
Yeah.
And John Cena has been losing consistently for the last 6 years, damn near. So if he were to go up against Cody, the fans still want him to break that record. And I think more fans love John Cena now than they did previously because he's not there anymore. So when John Cena comes around, it's a special attraction, and you don't know when the last time you're going to see him in that spot. You know what I mean? So
I see, but like John Cena, once again, another guy that Roman Reigns already took care of, like in the past. Like I think when it comes to nowadays, fans recognize and they realize that it's probably the best decision for the number one guy who is like the number one guy. He's the active guy. He's not the old timer. It's probably the best decision for this guy to get this win. Well, I think fans recognize
Nate brought up a good point. What if Cody gets cooked and buried on the mic by somebody like LA Knight and he beats LA Knight?
I don't think they do that. I don't think they do that feud.
With all due respect,
I don't think they do. But it's just a hypothetical. It's just a hypothetical.
All due respect,
how much?
I don't think he could Cody on the mic. First of all,
you don't think he could?
How many people in WWE are that much better than Cody Rhodes on the mic?
Like, come on.
Really
no. I think Cody can most definitely hold his own. But we've seen it time and time again. We saw Miz fry Cena on the mic just for Miz to get packed up.
I think when we're talking about being cooked, Cody can cut good promos, but he's not a savage promo cutter. Like he cut the promo on The Rock, but like that's like
He
one.
showed a glimpse, but
It
That's
took
a
him like
very
9 months
one.
to do that.
That's a very very one in a million promos you see with Cody because that goes out of his character.
Yeah,
Right.
he hasn't been in like the feuds to do that. He's been in like he hasn't had the time where
Now, if he were to go up against LA Knight, I think he could hold his own against certain people. I mean, he would definitely get cooked by Cena, no doubt. If Cena really wanted to cook him.
Yeah, nah,
Okay, that's
My
the
thing
one
with
that's
Cody.
the one guy. That's the one guy.
Cena-
my thing with Cody.
Cena-
My thing with Cody is that he needs to.
Once
show
you hear
more of an
fine
edge.
speech, yeah, back it up, bro. Back it up.
That's the one guy. That's the one
Now
guy.
when he
He
takes his
needs to
hat
show
off,
more
it goes.
Yeah, back it up.
Yeah.
But
No,
all this
Cody
stuff that
won't.
people are saying about Cody, I think we're gonna get that in this next year.
better.
Like think of all the John Cena's
Possibly.
greatest storylines as a face. We're gonna get that we're gonna get like times 10 with Cody. Like movie type storylines, dramatic Cody Rhodes, dramatic stories. I think from looking at how Roman Reigns was booked, as movie aspect as this title reign was booked, I don't see how they just go back to having generic feuds, babyface beats everybody. I think it's going to be probably the most creative run we've ever seen, in my opinion.
If
it
we
will
see
need to
a
be.
creative Randy run with Cody in a feud, I don't know, man.
Well,
So
I'm
before-
going to say it to look, Lewis. When that feud happens, I will bet you however much money we want to bet, and we can get it popping. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm at
I only
I'll probably
gamble
cheer
for,
both.
I only gamble for charity, bro. We gamble, we donate to charity, dog.
So before we head off here, final predictions we already made. I want everybody to give me the match they're most excited for and the match that they think is going to be match of the whole WrestleMania. Like this is going to be the best match on night 1, 2. Like this is going to be the best match. So match you're most excited for. The match is going to be the best match, and maybe let's say a bold prediction. A bold prediction they think is going to happen.
I think I'm most excited for the tag match that'll main event night 1. I'm very excited for that. Haven't seen The Rock perform live in some time.
You going to WrestleMania?
Yeah. I got to buy my night 2 ticket, but I have to buy my night 1 ticket. But yeah, I'm going, man. What's the other one? The biggest moment?
Best match of WrestleMania.
Best match I think is going to be Gunther and Sami Zayn. And
Bold prediction.
Bold prediction, maybe the Gorillas of Destiny.
Ooh.
Oh, you're cooking. Hold on. Whoa.
I like where your mind is going.
That is bold as-
Lewis,
Wait, no, I'm gonna be mad as fuck if they come. Cause you mean to tell me you're gonna bring them in and the Usos broken up? Man, fuck this shit.
No,
bro.
theyll be back.
they're not gonna be
back
broken up
together.
forever though. They're not gonna be broken up
By the
forever,
end of this year, they'll probably be back together.
I'm gonna be mad as fuck, bro.
So what about Lewis? Match you're most excited for, match of the week, and bold prediction.
I'm excited to see my Lord and Savior, my God Gunther, whoop some ass again. I am very honored. We've been on this earth has existed for billions of years, and I live at the time where Gunther wrestles, so it's gonna be great. A bold prediction. I don't want it to happen. I really don't. I will fucking hate for it to happen. But I've read some reports that Theory and Grayson Waller might get taken out due
I've
to
heard that.
unfortunate circumstances, and I think the Hardys might have a chance to come back.
I
which
don't want to see that.
I don't want it.
don't-
But
Okay, on that.
I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that.
I don't
shit.
dislike the Hardys, but they don't need to be. I don't want to see them in ladder matches.
You know how I
man.
feel about them, but
Their bodies are already, man.
I
Let-
Let these guys rest, man. Let these guys rest.
please. Let
But I
Jeff
would
and
love to
Matt
see
retire.
Stone Cold and Maivia have a face off.
Actually, you know what? I
Oh.
wouldn't even be mad if the Hardys are in the match. I just don't want to see them win. I'll say that. I just don't
No,
want to see them win. the
no,
match.
I'd boo them.
But
I'd boo them.
a Rock and Austin face off, I think is very possible. I think it's very possible.
I need one more stunner cell.
Hey, Raw Impact, I know you go crazy if you saw them face off.
No.
You wouldn't?
No, I think Steve
No?
Austin, there's already so many things going on in that storyline. We do not need John Cena and Steve Austin in it. There's so many things happening with that Rock, Cody, Roman, Seth, everybody in the world storyline. We do not need Stone Cold in it. And I love Stone Cold. I've seen those two face off live in person. I don't need to see that ever. I'm not ever, but certainly not here.
Fair enough.
What about, go ahead, Mo.
Cool.
So, what I think is going to be match of the weekend is probably going to be Gunther and Sami Zayn. Like, Gunther's the best in the world, and Sami Zayn has been on that level for a long ass time. So, I don't see why they don't have a great match.
Match you're most excited for.
Most excited for is the main event of night 2. It's like I've made my prediction as Cody, but I'm nervous as hell. I was not nervous last year. This time I am nervous as all hell. So and I like that. I haven't been able to
Bold,
watch professional wrestling like that.
bold prediction.
Bold prediction. I don't really have one. I'm gonna be honest.
No bold prediction. Tio, what about you? Match of the weekend. Match you're most excited for in bold prediction if you have one.
Match of the weekend. Not the biggest Becky fan, but it might be Rhea and Becky, or Jimmy and Jay.
Okay.
What was it?
Match you're most excited for?
Oh, to get to see my uncle win the world. You know what I'm saying? You know me. You know me. Y'all know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Most excited. Main event night 2.
You better hope that man wins, bro.
Yeah.
Hope that man wins.
And bro, look.
If they don't win, Triple H, this is for you, buddy.
Look.
Come on, City.
If he don't win,
bring back bullying.
T.O. is all elite. Cody is all elite. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's crazy.
But with that being said, this I think I have never been so confident going into a match. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not scared at all.
There's no chance in your mind Roman's winning. Not a chance.
I'm not. If Roman wins this match, bro, I might have like a legit I don't know. I might have a heart attack. No joke.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Shocked I would be, bro. I'm being so serious.
All right, so for me, match I'm most excited for is Cody and Roman, just because the outcome, I need to see it. I need to see it already. The match I think is going to be match of the week. I think it's going to be the ladder match. I think that's going to be the best match on WrestleMania is that ladder match. And a bold prediction for me, I think Girls of Destiny is a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. I think we are going to see Austin and Rock face off. I think we are going to see it. Maybe not. I don't think it's going to happen night 1. I think it's going to happen night 2. I think Austin comes out night 2. Because there's going to be more. That match is going to have more false finishes, more interferences than you can only imagine. So
there's so many things.
By the way, I made a deal with somebody that I have to wear a clown wig if Cody loses. So
I'll be ready for that. Yeah, yes, sir. We need that.
We'll put that shit on then. You might as well.
I'll put it on my channel too.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining. We're gonna sign off. I'll let you guys, if you want, you can plug in your socials again real quick before we head off here to everybody where they can follow you. If you got podcasts, YouTube, whatever you want people to check out.
Yep, I'm at Sir Blackston on just about everything, or at Raw Impact Radio on everything, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff.
Go ahead, Tio.
It's Till Search 44 on everything. We started off and they mentioned, I did finish the story. The trial of Jay Aries retrial. Go watch that. That's on Donnie Blaze Live YouTube channel. We go live every Tuesday. The greatest Wrestle Talk show with stories I've ever seen. I think you guys would like it. And yeah, this is great. I've enjoyed being up here. Like I said, socials, Till Search 44 is all my socials, Instagram, Twitter, even TikTok, YouTube. Appreciate Malik for having me up here. Appreciate the whole cast for having me up here. This was fun.
Yeah,
make sure you guys tune in next week. We will be going live right after WrestleMania Sunday. So after everything's happened on night 1, night 2, we'll be going live right after WrestleMania to get everybody's feelings, thoughts in the moment that has happened, all in one, like we did last year. So stay on the lookout. Thank you guys for coming through. Always remember, man. Always remember, almost better, bro. Almost better.
And always remember, that we need to bring back bullying.